Here we go. BLG VKS.
BLG going to go ahead, ban out the Wukong, the Aurora, and the Scion. While on the VKS side, it's that
Hope
very
everyone enjoys the games today.
Very often see first round.
I very much will. T1 are playing today. Hype, hype, hype. But first, number 1 China versus number 1 Brazil. Nico first pick. There's a Seer. Also, quick outfit check before we keep going. Quick. Worlds 2019. Worlds will be Worlds 2019.
Potentially something like the Zaya as well that we've seen come through from Elk so far at this tournament.
Rocking it today. And T1 merch later, of course.
The question to me is, will VKS
For the game.
go for a dominant
Support the
combo
boys.
of their own?
You know.
You can do things like try to take away the game.
2019
Karma and some of these
Europe
more aggressive
Worlds
lanes.
hoodie.
Azir, feels like a bit of
Today.
a no-brainer when that is left
All right.
up. But I want to see them
There's
play
a
for
Seer.
priority lanes. I don't think you can play a slow game to try to play.
How
like
about
fully
Ting?
slow
How
and
about
just
Ting? How
scale
about
it up.
Ting?
It's not gonna
Kikiana?
be
No,
a
they can go
recipe for
Poppy.
success,
How about
especially
Ting? How
when
about
you're on
Ting?
the red side as DKS.
Jarvan?
I wanna
No.
see them
Yunara?
prioritizing
No.
both top lane counter pick and
Ambessa
support
blind?
counter pick, try to get
No.
winning 2v2, try to get
Rumble
winning top
blind?
lane,
No.
and
Just
see if
answer
that
support.
can
Karma.
go away.
Yeah.
Now, VKS is considering.
I see it.
Yeah, looking to match a bit of range on the bot side of the map. That means engage has to come from somewhere else with Wukong taking down the
Trundle
picture.
blind for
Looks like
Shadow.
Xin Zhao. Oh, never mind.
And
BLG
Ziggs
are not
mid
gonna
lane
waste
for
any time.
Knight.
They're going to go for the Trundle Ziggs first rotation.
I think that's just mid
Assuming
Ziggs.
this Ziggs is actually in the mid
You
lane
answer
as a
jungle
response
here,
to the
right?
Azir.
Whatever you
Something
want to play into
we've seen
Trundle.
from Knight so
Or you
far
do
this
Ambessa with
year.
bans.
It's kind of his
Also pretty good,
answer
I think.
into that Azir pick.
I actually
Yeah, well,
quite
there's
like
obviously
Ambessa with
the
bans
flex
here.
could go bot as well,
How
but
about Ting?
definitely does
Ambessa with
feel
ban?
like for now it is going to be that answer. And the
Like
question
Ambessa
is
with
now,
Renekton ban, for
do you
example.
actually match jungle picks here, or do you let that fall?
No, go for the jungler.
They are going to
I like
go
it.
for the Kiana, so going to be needing some hard engage.
Ambessa, Rumble, Cassante are pretty big
big
picks.
picks. With, you know, some of those kind of,
I
like,
would
prime,
say
top
maybe
lane
Kai'Sa
tanks being
for
much less
Elk.
valuable when the Trundle is there, and you
Something
haven't
that
got engage from jungle,
VKS
you
need
haven't
to
got
think
engage
about.
from
I feel like
support.
Kai'Sa fits well in that comp as well, no? It's Kai'Sa, Nico. There's a bot lane that makes sense. You have Poke with Ziggs and Kai'Sa. I'll ban Kai'Sa here, yeah. Kai'Sa and Caitlyn maybe for VKS.
Very effective at neutralizing a lot of other fighter type of junglers, like Xin Zhao is immediately one that comes to mind that Trundle is adept against, but
There's the
Kiana
Caitlyn
can
ban.
actually dance circles around
And
him,
for
going
BLG,
invisible, bursting him very
maybe
quickly. It's hard
ban-
for Trundle to maximize his dueling power against this champion. So at least in the jungle matchup, I'm liking what VKS has.
Should
here
they ban
for
Ambessa
Samus, but I
themselves,
agree,
maybe?
the engage opportunities are going
Because
to
they're gonna
need
last
to be
pick top,
buffed up
right?
if VKS
So-
want to find chances
Yeah,
to
maybe
make
ban
this game
Ambessa
bloody
here.
and make it chaotic. They will go ahead and ban out that Caitlyn pairing that you
Renekton.
guys were
So
talking
they want
about. That's a
Ambessa blind
potential partner
themselves.
for the Nico, and it's
But
Renekton
VKS can
paired
just
out
snatch
with
that on
BLG.
4.
Seems VKS has the same
If they
read,
want.
expecting this Ziggs to go mid lane. As you said, Azale, there's always the possibility of it going bot, but for the time being, VKS want to limit that bot lane pool. Meanwhile, BLG, I think it was a good read on the Trundle early priority, making it much harder for you to get that engage on the top side of the map. Also removing the Renekton, kind of giving that safe top side of the map as well. Things like Cassante, definitely still an option, but like, where do you find that easy way to start these
Yorick,
fights?
man.
Varus and Ashe are the two
Kai'Sa
AD
open.
carries that come to mind that provide a little bit more
I think that's the
utility and also
easy
pen
choice
lines.
for Elk here.
To me, though,
Kai'Sa.
Varus is so underwhelming as a primary engage. You can obviously go
Like
something
Kai'Sa,
Varus, you wanna
Ambessa
have
feels
that
like power
engage,
picks to
but
me right now.
it is just a
Especially
weird
with Poppy or
mix
Renekton ban as well. Isn't Ambessa
You're
like
both
by
buffing up
far
the
the best top
Trundle and
laner right
making
now?
yourselves weaker. I would not like
It has to
Cassante
be,
at
right?
all,
It just has to be the
simply
best top
because
laner by far, no? You have
it's not
bans
gonna
for it
bring
as
any
well,
reinforcements
Sion is
engaged,
out.
and really, I don't think
This
it's
has to be
nearly as
an
strong as
Ambessa
it
on
has
4,
been
I
in the
think.
past.
Because they have nothing to
Pick
play into it
does
anymore.
not feel like
Just
it
take Ambessa
scales
here.
very
Yeah, yeah,
well.
yeah. I see it.
And it is going to be double blind.
Like, what
soloing
about
on red
Kai'Sa,
side.
like
And
Kai'Sa Jax or
and,
something for
you know, like, the only
BLG? Something like that?
response
Kai'Sa
they've
Jax?
gotten has been this Karma. Is the only response
Like, it's for sure Kai'Sa. And then what? Jax?
They are going to be able to save their bot lane pick for
Need
last
some
year,
heavy AD damage
but
top, right? Like
I think
Camille
that
or
there's some
Jax.
super spicy in bot
Like
lane for this
low
to
key,
make sense.
bin Camille here, not
Worried
bad,
that
no?
they would just take
You have
it
6
back
Camille
away.
combo, you have a hard
And
AD top laner
it
to
now
make
feels like
your
it's kinda,
AP mid,
you know,
AP
this
Kai'Sa
little bit
functionable.
split in what the
I actually really like
because
Camille here.
Karma
Can you
was
play
able to
Camille
just
here?
kinda
Camille
like
into
come
Ambessa, is that
back and
possible?
absorb the engagement
No, he just goes for the
beyond
Jax.
Ambessa, which is like
But I would really like Camille.
send it in.
If he can play it here
So I'm
in this
kinda
matchup, he goes for the
little bit
Jax.
unsure, you know, what pick could actually bring it all
This
together.
should be...
This Jax
I
pick
would go
for
Sivir, I
BLG,
think.
It's easy to
Corki?
discredit
Sivir?
the situation they're in.
Smolder,
because
I
of
don't
their
like.
performance.
Corki or
throughout the
Sivir,
year, but
maybe?
This was a super famous pick for Bin.
Heimerdinger
It was
bot lane.
something that at international
Yes, yes,
competition,
yes.
You just couldn't afford
Get
to give in.
ready
because
for
of how
work.
dominant
Or what
he
does the
would be
Warcraft
on the
3
pick.
character
So
say?
now,
Ready to work.
picking it into Boal on the top side of
Vars,
the map, things are
it's
already
okay, yeah.
looking very scary
I like Sivir or
from the
Corki more.
perspective of VKS,
Has to be Poke Vars,
the
I
fact
guess.
that BLG have so much comfort on their side.
And so the final pick of the draft here on Red 5
Makes sense,
is just
Poke Vars,
that
yeah, I
Varus
think.
that we were talking
Decent
about
lane.
already, and I'm not gonna lie
Enemy
to you,
team
Isaac,
comp
if we're
is
talking
low
about
engage.
spices, Varus
Yeah.
feels pretty
Not bad.
vanilla.
Yeah, it absolutely does. I mean, so you blinded your top. You know, you gave Ben counterpick on blue side. You give double soul lane counterpick to BLG on blue side. The Varus does give you a little bit of that engage of chain interruption to potentially start off a fight. Of course, the Seer could try to fly in and start off a fight.
This
But I
feels
really
like
care
a
for how
very
Corteo's gonna be able to
BLG-esque
survive
comp.
in these
Do you know what I mean?
When I'm looking over
Like, if
at
I saw,
Jax, at
if I didn't,
Nico, at Trundle,
no names, okay, there's no BLG player names and no logo, and I see Jax, Trundle, Ziggs, Kai'Sa, Nico. I'm thinking to myself, not really sure if this is it. And then you remove the hand and you see all the player names and you see the team name and you're like, okay, actually. Because it's like, it's Elk Kai'Sa, you know? It's Knight Ziggs.
I think the one
It's
thing
Bin
VKS
Jax.
has is range, because on the
I
other
feel like
side, it's not like
the
BLG
champions
have
are good for
strongest
this team,
engagement.
these players
Like, you're looking at
specifically.
Flash, Nico,
But
they're
otherwise, I would
obviously
actually
Jax,
prefer
Jax,
VKS's
like,
draft
and I'm
here.
thinking, okay, Kai'Sa ideally wants to dive.
Like, if I'm just going
Ziggs got
power
a decent
pick,
amount of range, but Trundle,
power
Jax,
pick tier list
Ziggs,
order,
Zia,
I like
depending on how they
VKS
approach the
draft
fight,
more.
can be an
Asir is
avenue in which
better
VKS
than
try and
Ziggs,
leverage
right?
their
Qiyana is
range,
better than
play
Trundle,
it
right?
slow,
Ambessa is better than
look to
Jax,
try and
right?
poke
You have
out
Karma
their
to Nico.
opposition before then looking
And
for a
Varus
favorable
is
fight,
in a
but
pretty
that
good spot
requires a
here
lot of
if you think
patience
about like
and
how
good
much engaged
execution
enemy team
around
has
tactical objectives.
and
This is for
how
a
the
team
laning
that
phase
is
should play
really
out.
known for
Like
diving
Poke
in
Varus
and
here,
looking
really
for
not that bad.
fights.
I quite
agree,
like
but
what
at the same time,
VKS
also on the other
put
side,
together,
it's like you have Ziggs
honestly.
Poke, and if Kai'Sa goes hybrid, you can go in towards AP and you just Trundle, Pillar, and Poke, right? Like you don't really have to, I think, fully commit to an engage.
Let's see it.
because Ben on
Any
the
funny
Jax lane is also
business?
gonna have
Anyone
to be on
funny
side
business
lane,
top lane?
so we'll
There's a
have to
Nico
see
recalling
what
putting a
VKS can
ward.
do, but
Kai'Sa's
you're
basing.
talking
I think
slow,
there's funny
steady
business, by the
macro
way.
game
I think
to be
Kai'Sa's
able to
laning
win
top.
it out for
There's
VKS,
funny
so
business. It's
already
Jax,
nothing.
Nico bot versus Varus
All right, so
Karma.
here's a couple of numbers for you guys as we're waiting
Yeah,
on
Kai'Sa's
the
clicking top
minions to
lane.
spawn here
Funny,
at the
funny
beginning of the game.
business.
Bin is 67 and 29 on Jax in his career. That is more than a 2/3 win rate in pro play. On is 16 and 4 on Nico, so 80% of his games are wins. And this is Desamas' first ever pro Qiyana game in his career. So the numbers certainly seem to be in favor of BLG.
Yeah, it really is a BLG-esque comp here. Like they're playing their, not one tricks, but better champions for each player. I really want to see. They didn't late invade top, because when you do this AD carry top lane, it is quite common to late invade top side with AD carry and jungler. They did not do that. But the Trundle is pathing top lane and the Qiyana is pathing bot lane, so there is gonna come a point when Ambessa is in danger. Trundle will be top, Kai'Sa will be poking her, and she has 0 backup. There will come a point when Ambessa is in danger, and it's unlikely they can return the favor bot lane. I don't think Qiyana, Karma, Varus can dive Jax, Nico no matter what, so...
And that was average on throughout the series. This is a team that loves to fight, they loves to get aggressive, and we'll see if that's
I think the big one is like how does Ambessa fare? Because Jax will be very low CS and low HP, but I don't think they can dive him very easily. Ambessa can get those. I think top is the more interesting part of the swap.
So Elk is going to have a nice lane here against Boal, but you're going to have Bin on this Jax up against Varus Karma. Like, that sounds miserable. We'll see how much of this farm he can even get under his tower, but right now, it's looking like he's playing for
Nice E
XP.
by Nico.
Okay, Ben finds a nice little stun there as Trimby trying to work with Morteos to get this wave shoved in. And you can see here on your
Traded heal.
screen right now, BLG's opponents so far at Worlds 25, a lot of fans have been very critical of this team, not just for ending up in the 1-2 bracket, but for
Like if
ending up
Ambessa
in the
gets
1-2
really
bracket
chunked here, for
against
example, farming this,
Western
she could
teams.
get the...
It's definitely a weaker
Let's see
performance
how
than a
chunked
lot
she
of
gets
fans were
for all of
hoping.
this
I mean, I
CS.
think that's putting it really
Hey, yo,
mildly.
cameraman.
This is the #1 LPL
Mid
team.
is
You
not
played
that interesting.
for,
Top, however,
Western
right now,
teams
how
and
much
you're not
HP
out
is he
of groups
losing?
yet. You know,
Half?
it's like, right? You know,
tough.
I don't think it's really diveable yet, no. A little bit more, maybe, but not right now. Not right now, I would say.
Playing for their lives in the 1 and 2 match, so definitely have not lived up to expectation whatsoever, and a lot of pressure is on them as a result. But Shadow here, looking to see if he can find an
Mid gank is not possible, no matter what. He's just gonna E out. Isn't this a waste of time? Flash? He doesn't have E?
Pillar, however, Going to still knock him back a little
Why didn't
bit
he just E?
because Miru has the shift
Why
in
did
his
he
hands.
flash?
He
He
can get away
panicked,
with
no?
the safety underneath the turret, but Summoner Spell
Full
blown.
panic.
That's just telling me there needs to be a return visit here in the mid lane in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, a little antsy there, I feel like, from Miru to flash that early. Yes, you know, there is potential of a pillar or a satchel charge or something, you know, kind of interrupting you, but I feel like he probably could have just tried to WQE.
Not
and
diveable,
then
no? A little
maybe
bit too
get
much
an
HP, or?
flash after, but either way,
They're
now
gonna
Shadow's
try.
staying active
I don't know if
for
they
a
have
little
this.
while.
Do they have damage for this? Does he have W, the Ambessa, the shield, the spell? She does. They don't have damage, or? Shadow is dead.
Shadow with a late flash.
And Elk is
What
dead.
in the hell is going on? BLG just gift wrapped it. Bawal gets a double kill.
That was one of the worst tower dives I think I've ever seen.
I
They
agree.
just walk underneath the tower. The Trundle takes the aggro. He flashes like way too late. BLG completely fumble the execution.
They didn't even get his flash! You didn't even force his flash. This is crazy. Shadow's not even hitting him at all. And then he flashes out with the last tower shot in the air. Elk loses both summoners. You didn't even get Boal's flash. And he gave him a double.
That was an absolutely abysmal tower dive from Shadow and Elk. That was just everything that VKS would have wanted. Bawal's Ambessa, remember they swapped to make the lane tougher on this Ambessa. The Kai'Sa range supposed to harass him in the lane, put him in a spot where you can make that dive. Then you make the dive and give him 2 kills
It is what it is,
for
I guess.
free? You gotta be kidding me.
I mean, that's crazy. You know, you see something like that and you're like, maybe.
Well, I mean,
maybe.
the thing as well is, so you were talking a little bit about that early flash from Miru in the mid lane, and you have to think that when you see those nameplates across from you, you're super focused, but you're also a little antsy. You want to flash early to be that defensive, but getting a play like that off has to fill you with nothing but confidence. Now you find yourself 5 minutes in with an early gold lead, and you're just kind of like, all right, guys, even though the odds are stacked against us,
Kai'Sa's back
maybe
to
this
bot
is
lane
what we
and Jax
need
is back
get
to
an
top lane,
ahead
but
of this
Ambessa
game.
got double kill and
Right,
solo
Big
XP,
comes
so
up there with cloth armor boots. You've got
should
a
be
pickaxe
really a good
longsword
situation for
on top.
Ambessa
So
here. Sorry.
Boal even has that blue buff, so a little bit more energy
6
regen.
as well.
And Kai'Sa sure has a little bit more XP than Varus, but she
What kind of
died.
advantage he can build here
So the
against
lead is
Min.
very
You
small.
said it, Vedius, the EXP, not just the gold, the extra experience.
I think the big lead is on Ambessa here. Like Kai'Sa Varus kinda even, but Ambessa is way ahead of Jax. And has flash, and has ult. They can't kill her, I think, no matter what. He's just wasting his time here. She cannot die. Trundle is wasting his time here. He's wasting his time. She cannot die. She doesn't die. He's wasting his time. It's not even close. They're misreading these situations, aren't they, BLG? Like the dive was not possible, this gank is not possible. It feels like they misread the situations.
Look for a cross map. They're going to zone Elk away from as much farm as they can. They secure a plate as well.
This is risky now.
Nice
flash by Trimby. Oh, that worked. Nice flash by Trimby.
Teaching last year's world's runner-up
Oh! Oh, Karma died, no.
They want a little bit more damage.
Oh.
Morteo's barely
He's
hanging on
dead.
to life, into Samus as well. A double kill for the Nico with the minions. And right as I spoke too soon. They dive too far.
This reminds me
but
about
it ends up
that,
being a 1-2 BLG.
There's like a famous NA game. It's Dignitas versus Renegades or something like that. Some people die to tower bot when they're trying to finish tier 1. Some people die to the Herald. This is a really old clip. Or old game, I guess. That's what it reminds me about. They failed the top dive. They failed the bot dive. Your turn now. It's your turn.
Both kills went over to On. Ideally, they would have loved a little bit more funneling into Elk. But
What was that
the
game
way
again?
this way
It's
to
such a
guide
long time ago. I don't quite
Taking a
remember.
lot of damage.
But it reminds me
Trimby
about that
trying to get
game.
away from all of that burst. The Mega Inferno Bomb only hits him on the edge as opposed to the center. So
Was it
Trimby stays
Dignitas
alive,
Renegades?
but he's
Something
not
like that,
back.
no? I
That
think
is
so.
the bad news, but the good news is he knows the recipe for Proto Belt.
that he does. We're going to look back at the dive. And so On plays this about as well as he can.
I feel like
Flashes away
they
from down.
smurfed it at the beginning and then they tried to redive. That's the issue. Because now Varus is gonna ult and then Karma's gonna get aggro from queuing. And the tower is still ramped up, so she dies. Then Varus queues, he gets aggro, it's still ramped up, he dies.
Additional one, along with the
I think if they called it after the Nico kill, they kind of smurfed it. But once they redive and the tower is ramped up like that, it's not really possible.
I mean, the tower was still heated up, right?
Yeah,
So
it was.
The tower did so much damage there as it turns
The
on,
first
though.
dive was Smurf. The
He
second
gets a bunch of
dive
Q,
was
gets the slow
unnecessary.
into the Chains of Corruption, but
The
again,
situation was
barrier
already
crew, I
good.
think that's a lot of
And the
shield
tower was
there.
ramped, so it's really, really
Yeah,
risky.
lucky
Like,
that
I thought the
it
first dive was
on,
risky, but the
grabbing
second
those
one is
kills,
too
not even
risky, you
assists,
know?
going the way of Elf,
Each
but
tower
just
shot
survive.
deals like 400-500
Turn
damage.
on that dive, and we are pretty much
Like, at best, you're
dead
tanking
even
one,
down
if
to
not,
gold, and you can see
if even
Boal
that. Like,
is
maybe
gold
two if you're
lead back
Kiana in that
being
situation, but
promoted
Vars dies to
to
one, as you can
now,
see. Karma dies to one,
down
so
a fair bit of CS.
it's a hard situation to play with a ramped-up tower like that.
I just love that earlier I mentioned the average kills throughout the PSG VKS series was 10, and right now we're at 5. And we're only 9 minutes in. We've got
Rookie
5 more
numbers.
minutes. Yeah.
Gotta pump those up.
I'm hoping that we get them pumped up right now. I want to see VKS keeping the
No
pressure
Drakes,
up,
no
because
grubs
BLG,
yet. Everyone's
they
just
are
fighting.
stumbling. That's what we're seeing, and it's kind of the story of BLG at this tournament. Coming in as the first seed, the level that we were expecting
I feel like
from them is
Bin
not the
has
level that we're seeing
recovered
on
pretty well
stage.
now.
And, I
He's
feel
ahead
like
in
the-
CS.
The pressure might be
And he's gonna
getting
get all
to
of
them,
this
but there's
wave,
still a lot of the
which
game
is gonna
left
give
to
him
play.
level
You
8.
gotta
I mean,
remember,
Boal
100
is
deep
almost level
BLG,
9.
and VKS
So he's still gonna be behind in XP. But if you
Who's
think
the
about like
real
the situation he was in,
favorite
Ambas having
here?
2 kill and him playing 2v2 bot lane instead of 1v1 top lane from start,
The Western
his
reliable.
situation is not that bad
All
now.
right, so this is actually one of
All
the
things
leanest
considered,
grub
Bin's
takes I
situation
feel
in the
like
game.
we've seen at this
Ahead in
tournament,
CS,
even throughout this
behind in
year.
XP,
Grubs are
but
almost always within
like
the
he's not
first 30
dying or
seconds they spawn.
suffering,
You see at
hasn't
least
lost a plate.
One of the teams sending their jungler over to at least secure one
All things
grub,
considered, not
but
bad
because of the
for
chaotic state of this game,
Bin here.
It's 9.5 minutes in.
You'd think
before
it
the
would be
grubs
much
are first
worse.
taken, and it is VKS securing all 3.
No flash on
As
the
Trimby's in
Karma.
a bit of a tough spot here. The
Can't
Pillar's
move.
trapping a mega inferno bomb for the slam dunk, and that means Knight's getting paid
Aye,
on
aye.
this one.
Can't get caught like that.
Disrespectful back from Trimby. He's sitting on top of a ward. They know the ward is there. He thinks he's safe. He doesn't have his flash to get away to safety. He's just secured an objective.
probably wouldn't
So
contest this
there is
anyway,
some
since they were on
BLG
grubs,
military
but
pack
can't
towards
get
the
caught
dragon
like
to try
that.
and cross map. And ultimately, BLG just picked themselves up a free kill.
Yeah, he seems
I think
very
small moments like
on
that
play,
is
and,
what will
maybe
make
caught shopping
make them
a
lose the
little bit
series.
there. We have seen that before, but
Because as you can tell, BLG are not clean.
and it is a freebie there for Knight.
And
Now
VKS will
he's
not be clean
focused on
either.
that.
But small moments like that,
Pretty
getting
happy
caught,
about
giving over free gold
BLG.
will for sure
Both
sway
ever
the
so
series.
slightly into the lead.
Because BLG will make mistakes, so
Bin
if you play
obviously going very
clean and you don't make that
defensive
many
early
mistakes of
here.
your
Just
own,
wanting
you
to
can win
survive.
this.
Makes a lot of sense against
But small
Kiana,
mistake like
plus,
that
Boal here who got gifted those early
will
2
lose you the
kills.
series, I think.
And we want to see Boal try.
Because that's just
to
free
push
gold
base,
to
try and create
Knight,
some
right?
sort of
And
advantage with those 2 kills
you
that
can
he
only give
gets.
so much free gold to a player like Knight, I
Really,
think.
it is- honestly,
Like,
if
give him
you're
1 or
VKS,
2 more free
you're
kills,
pretty
it's already
happy
out of
with how things
control.
have gone. Like,
So really need to be
expectation
careful
would
with
be that
these
you'd
like
be
small mistakes, I
pretty
would
far
say.
behind probably by now for most people.
Try to not give anything for free.
This is Bin Jax. Vedi, as you
Like, the
mentioned it
bot
back
dive
in
was more
draft,
forgivable,
this
I think.
previously was a
This
champion
is
that was
just,
not allowed through
yep.
draft against BLG
Something they need
because
to avoid,
Bin was
the
so
getting
vicious.
caught part.
67
The bot dive is
29
forgivable, I think.
career record on this champion. Even if you
I would
do
say
start out
BLG's
with
dive
a
was
two-kill
much
lead,
worse, you know?
Bin's
Much
perfectly
worse.
comfortable laning into this
Like,
Ambassador
VKS's
here.
dive wasn't that
Zama's
bad,
hanging
actually.
around the area, looking
Just the
maybe
second turn
for an
was
opportunity if Bin
unnecessary
continues trying to shove this forward, but
with
he's
the
not
ramp
gonna find
tower.
that opportunity, so instead just goes back to farming up. Because both of those neutral objectives were delayed for so long, both of their timers are still pretty much synced up for the next Drake and the next Herald spawning, but they're still both 3.5 minutes away. So right now, I'm just kind of looking for some creativity, particularly from VKS, to make something happen in the meantime.
I think the priority for the both sides is to, well, finish off some of these main key items. We can see it coming through from junglers on both sides. The mid lane is having now finished their first item. Boal now picking up as well his first major item. Like, VKS wanting to try and play around these spikes. The next major objective is not going to be for a while. The Shadow
Has
sets
flash
themselves
and
on
E,
a
he's
mid.
fine.
Not going to result in too much, though. But yeah, both teams without really anything significant.
Not
to play
fighting
for.
over
It's a
much
lot of
here.
fishing. It's a lot of maybe playing for plates, maybe looking for a pick. And so I
feel like
expect
VKS
both teams
might
to
be able
very
to, like,
respectful of one another.
Group for a
As I say
tower.
that,
Almost getting caught here, but has flash.
Once again,
But
it's going to be
anyway.
Trimby just deleted off the rift. He tries to flash over the wall, but the follow-up damage after the Nico ulti guarantees he drops, and BLG going to pull a little further ahead.
BLG might make mistakes, but they're still a very fast team. If you're going to make a mistake, they are quick to punish you for it. On with a really nice ultimate. Elk quickly to follow up with the ultimate of his own, results in another kill onto Trimby. 0-3, the scoreline now for the VKS.
Yeah, and it's insult to injury. You lose both your summoners there. It's just so easy to pick champions without a dash when you're playing with, you know, Trundle and Jax and Nico and all these champs. Trundle just throws down the pillar, you're slowed. It's so easy to hit the root to follow that up and to be able to find these engages. So Trimby going to be really having to be careful in these next couple minutes. Has died a couple times already and has got to be clean to not giving over too much free gold to BLG.
I mean, yeah, the largest individual goal difference in the game is currently in the support role, with On grabbing those first couple of kills from the botched redive in the bottom lane, with Trymbi being dead 3 separate times now. 1.5 minutes until the Herald spawns. I would have to expect that this is going to result in a larger team fight, as both sides want to try to fight for it, but the Samus not going to get caught by the pillar there, as again, it's BLG looking to push slightly past neutral territory here in the river, control more of the rift, just try to make VKS a little bit more nervous, make them a little bit more antsy as to where BLG might be and what they might be doing.
Yeah, and I'm liking how BLG is really utilizing On and Shadow to just kind of control the river, right? They've maintained their vision in that area, and I'm kind of wondering how VKS even wants to try to play it out, to try to approach some of these dragons, because how do you walk in if you don't have vision against that Trundle without just someone getting pillared in and poked down or just taken out straight up? I think is going to be a challenge for them. Boal has not really been able to extend this lead. You know, he is up a decent amount of gold, did get a plate, that is nice, but Bin in Shadow here.
Yeah, Bin's immediately going to drop.
I think he might be fine, and Kiana's coming. This could be good for VKS.
Throws the pillar down. Public
this could be
execution
good.
from Boal, trying to play this defensively, but now with the redemption coming in, VKS, they turn it around as Samus shows up. Shadow is forced
nice,
to
and they have
flash
grubs,
away
by the way. Is this full tower? That's Nico. It's not actually Kai'Sa, it's Nico, this one.
Nicely played by Boal to survive.
Always so confusing, but you can see like the tint on the, like you can see the Kai'Sa has like almost a chroma.
He's able to extend that.
That one is a Nico. You see it? It has like a purple, pinkish chroma on.
He's able to kite it down towards the redemption.
Like
here
some
that
kind
comes
of
in from Trymbi,
tint to the champion. That one is Nico. But it's quite confusing otherwise. If you only look minimap, there's no tell
much more of a
which one is the Nico.
for them now.
I feel like
you actually have to see the champion on your screen to be able to tell which one is which. If you only look minimap, it's impossible to tell.
We've been seeing On and
no matter who is on the top side.
It's just it's been really working when they do play through this bot lane, but every time they try to force something on the top side of the map, things just haven't been going their way. Right now, though, they do have position. They know that Samus has just used the ultimate. They know that as well, Boal doesn't really have much left to continue the fight, so they turn their attention on. And again, they brought their bot lane up, and this is a nice sign from the side of BLG as they now want to try and get out.
Could try this dive.
Invested in a dive.
No redemption yet.
Herald
and TP from Marcia.
The Pop Blossom catches it. Mega Inferno Bomb from downtown means Knight's the one
this
taking
could be
the
good
kill
for
credit.
BLG here with his Nico drive.
Have no choice but a full retreat.
And he gets
the Herald's going to be driven
put into
tier
them with
2,
ult,
but
no?
immediately On's going to be shuffled back towards it. Has to flash away in response. Herald then
nice play by BLG, honestly.
Turret, put major damage into the tier 2, an extra kill.
I guess I'm best ahead to leave, since there are 4 or 5 people even at this play. Even if she's really strong, she can't survive that many.
He was over by the dragon. He could have just done dragon and at least made it a trade. Instead, he runs all the way across the map without flash, without ulti to try to answer, to try to defend this play. And that is kind of what we're talking about when we're talking about some of these deficiencies as far as macro play. You can try to trade, you can try to get things elsewhere. It doesn't always have to be trying to look for that fight. They will eventually be able to get down here and look for a dragon, but just kind of spending a lot of time there to Samus to not really get involved in anything.
I think if they were like 2 or 3, Ambessa survives, but they were 4 or 5, you know? You couldn't survive.
And interestingly enough,
Boal was dead no matter what, so he probably should have left, but that's hard to tell, I guess.
Going over to VKS, 2-2.
Or his teammates had to be there earlier.
A
little bit in trouble here, but should be fine. Has redemption soon as well.
To get away from BLG, who are overloading this top side. Mega Inferno Bomb. Only the edge clips Miru, so he still survives.
That's tier 2. That's huge. 2.3k gold lead now.
BLG are up almost 2,500 gold.
Is working very well with Shadow.
Low-key just outplaying on the map, you know? Trymbi got caught a few times, but it feels like they're always first on the area. They were first to the top dive, they were first in bot river when Karma died for, what, the 3rd time?
They were finding some cool opportunities, but now that the map is opening up a lot,
got the Herald, first to the Herald, after they died top 2v2. It feels like they are just a little bit more, like...
wider scale map focus of it.
Pace is better for BLG, I feel like, because they can actually fight, I think, VKS. They don't have to give everything, but it feels like they're a little bit late always.
With a 2-tower advantage on top, with no clear cross map for VKS being equal in Dragons, BLG is in an extremely comfortable spot.
Pace is not there. We need the pace. give us the
BKS,
pace.
even if they want to try to force fights, they just don't have a lot of great tools to start them, and that is going to make it so difficult for them here. And we're seeing On and Shadow just kind of running circles around Dasamis and Trimby right now. You know, they are constantly in their opponent's face, taking vision, taking space, putting on pressure, stealing away camps. And Dasamis hasn't been that active and isn't even up in farm as a result, so looking good.
No flash Varus, but Nico dies for this. Nice flash and nice counterplay.
BKS get a kill back. They tie it up 5-5. Bring that gold lead back under 2K. But what about the follow-up?
No objective though, so it's just an empty kill in theory. And Varus no flash.
Honestly,
A lot of
I
good
don't think
teams,
it's a
I
bad
think, will
trade
punish
for
the Varus
side of
now.
BLG because there's nothing
So
for
short and
BKS
Nico
to get
dies.
off
Short
that.
term,
You do
it
get
looks
lower
like
honor gold, but you
winning
got
play
the
for
flash
BKS.
off of Morteos.
But keep in mind,
It's gonna be
Varus no flash
very
now,
vulnerable.
and good teams like to
Going
punish
in with the
this.
ulti here on the Jax. Killer Instinct from Elk
Does he
brings
want
him
me to
into
do
the
this?
fight now too with public execution defensively
Or
from Boal.
his spells
Just
are coming
trying
up
to get away
now.
and
He
buy
could?
a little bit more time, but
No.
Counter-Strike number 2 locks it
Nice
up
gank by
and
Elk.
knocks him down. Big
Kind of Kai'Sa
hits his
specific,
first
but when you're
goal
playing
game.
Kai'Sa and you're more than level 11, basically when you have 2 points in ult or 3, it's really easy to gank side. When you have 1 point in ult level 6 to 11, it's not that easy. But after level 11, it's quite easy just to run to side and gank as Kai'Sa, because the range is much longer. Like, you can basically run halfway and
Really
then
wanna see,
ult.
can they punish Morteos before his flashes back up, right? You know,
So
that
that's
is kind of
a
what
quite
determines,
Kai'Sa
was that
specific
play
play
for
he
On
went for there.
worthwhile?
But
Was
of
it
course,
a
nice to
bad
find that.
play? Is, you know, can they actually punish, get a kill here? Because
They're good on their
gonna
champs,
have
no?
that
Like El,
flash up
Kai'Sa,
on On,
Knight
they're gonna have the
6,
flash
Bin
up
Jax. I
on
feel like
Shadow,
they're
they
good
have
on
the
their
ulti
champs.
available for Knight. And that Varus
They
with
know
no
what to do
flash, you get in
to
on top of
maximize
them,
their
you land
champs.
Any CC, the Ziggs ult's gonna land on
All
your
right,
head.
let's see
You
if
are
Varus gets
just
punished
going to
before
be
flash,
toast.
having flash
So
again.
reliant on that
Because short
flash.
term, that was good for
Ziggs
VKS, but long term, is it? Let's see the Varus. Can he play the game?
Now for BLG.
Or
And the
are they gonna
largest
flash
one
pillar that
is now
guy
mid lane, or at least
eventually?
tied with
Wait.
support here for Knight on
I have no
the
flash
Ziggs.
ult actually on
Two fully
Kai'Sa. We
completed
could die here.
items with the Horizon focus now done alongside that Luden's companion. The burst from this champion
Ooh, he
is so
failed.
extreme as Miru forced to flash
He's fine.
because of a mistake there in positioning the soldiers.
Yeah, exactly. He tried to do the WEQ, but he E'd too early before the Q actually went all the way out. So he did not extend the range of his dash, and as a result, he doesn't get past where that pillar was going to get placed.
It's the classic
And
4-1
does lose
Atakan.
his
4
flash,
people
which is
on the lane
another big
next to the
tool, not
Atakan,
only
so
defensively
bot or
for
top,
KZR, but of
and
course,
1 person
the
mid.
offensive potential there
This is
is
best way
large,
to set up the
especially for a team
Atakan.
that
I
is
really like what they do here,
so lacking in
BLG. This is a
engaging.
really
Now
nice
it's gonna
setup.
be an
Jax is
immediate
mid, everyone has bot.
no flash on either
Top is
your
open,
carries.
but that's
This is
fine.
great
It's
play
worth it,
for
even if you lose top
BLG.
tier
He's
1.
gonna stop his recall again.
Yeah, Miru's not even going to be able to participate in the fight at all.
This
It's
could be a
gonna take
smite
him so
fight
long
though.
to get
They're
back
not
in
really
here.
doing
They're
it
trying
fast
to
enough. But I don't think he
teleport
sees,
in
by the way. I
as
don't think he
Knight
has
is trying to
vision
keep
on the
everybody
actual
moving.
HP, does he?
The Otacon down to 3,000 HP.
Had to
On
flash
play
out.
defensive here with the Pop Blossom, just trying to create enough
Jax
space.
got it.
Stormbound
Is it
Otacon
fightable?
secured. Boal dives into the BLG front line.
Shadow flashed
as they
out.
root up Bin, but they do not have the
Shuffle
damage to try to kill him. The
failed.
bouncing bomb
Asir
failed. It's an
dead.
Trivius Miru's going to be the first to die. There's no way out for the Emperor.
A
There's
little
no
bit
way
late to
through
the
for
party
VKS.
once more from
BLG
VKS,
take the Otacon.
unfortunately.
VKS came so close to such a good team fight. But
Same
the
issue all
pieces
game,
just
really.
didn't
BLG
come
go for a play,
together. Once the
VKS
zero
little
turn
bit
makes
late.
BLG sees that as an opportunity. They find a quick punish and they just
Because this
take
should be fightable and
everything.
contestable in
Otacon
general.
gone,
This shouldn't just be a free
secured,
Atakan, you know.
blue buff
They have a good
taken.
setup for sure,
VKS
BLG,
is
but it shouldn't just be
crumbling under
free.
the pressure of BLG.
And in the midst of that,
I think they're just too late every time. A little bit too late every time.
Now you look up, it's 4K plus Otacon pedals in the advantage here, and it's only 21 minutes in, plus they'll grab the dragon. BLG just getting everything.
At least for VKS, the pedal difference isn't massive because they were pulling most of those from the Rift.
They were doing a good job gardening.
Yes, they were doing a lot of gardening in the first
I'm wondering
20
if he
minutes of
even
the
saw the
game, so
Atakan
BLG
actually.
mostly
I think he
equalized in that
did,
count, but you're
because he
right
played
on
it
the
like
money.
he knew the
4,000
HP.
gold lead. They're up in the Dragons.
Maybe more
They've
so
got
the issue
pieces
they're there
well.
too late
Getting to
with
the point
people.
where they can buy the extra empowered shoes as they're completing
couldn't
some
enter alone.
second items. Honestly, this game went
Because I think
from,
if that
okay,
fight
you still got
starts
a
while
chance to
Atakan is still alive,
for VKS
it will be much
to
better, no?
time to put your hands together
They actually had
for
time to finish it
because
before the fight
right
even
now,
started.
BLG are running the Rift.
And it is one of those heartbreaking
Just a little bit late
moments,
to the
you know, going
party.
through.
Gotta be
Obviously,
earlier
a
to the
little bit of
party,
nerves
yo.
there. This
A little
guy
bit early.
also
Come
won
early. Better to come early than come late,
you
no?
know, in the LTA South, in the CB LOL, by far the best player this year.
Rather
So to
5
see
minutes
that
early
moment
than
get
5 minutes
able to
late, in my
forcing him
opinion.
to use his flash to retreat, then meaning
But maybe
he
that's
didn't
just
have
me.
that flash for that big team fight. You never know what it could have looked like if he had it up.
Miru
Nice
tries
pro
to
to
go in,
belt.
find a shuffle onto On. Does not connect. On's response, Pop Blossom, also a swing and a miss. So 2 ultis, neither one
Nice pro to
finding
belt.
any success up here. Just going to trade those away as BLG moves more men.
He's
into
buying
the
Frozen
area
Heart now
in case
on
VKS
Nico.
tries to find something else.
You can see that VKS is just really fishing for anything. If they can find
It's a pretty good item here, no? Kiana and Bessa Varus. And Azir also gets fucked by the attack speed debuff. Like, you get armor against Triple AD, you get attack speed debuff against Azir, where that they don't have flash.
Desamas tries to take Elk with him, but he just does not have the damage here on the Kiana. 0, 1, and 2. Zale, you mentioned earlier about how Desamas just hasn't been able to find a lot of activity throughout the Rift in the first 20 minutes of this game, so he's not fed enough to get the burst in a situation like that matters.
Yeah, and just not really coordinated there with Morteos. He did hit the ulti, but he didn't have his Q or his E up to actually pop the Blight stacks, unfortunately, on this stun target, so couldn't help to knock him down. And it's definitely looking rough now for VKS. You don't really have engage, you don't really have the ability to get picks. You're kind of depending on BLG, looking for an engage of their own, really not being able to execute on it, and then maybe you can somehow turn something around, but it's starting to feel like BLG just going to completely run away with this. This Ziggs is getting ridiculously strong at this point.
Yeah, I was just about to mention how Knight, we haven't been mentioning him a lot in this game, but you can see his impact has definitely been felt. The way he's been using his ultimate to assist in any of the side lane plays that have been happening, the fact that he was able to make Miru's life so difficult in a side lane, and then in these team fights he just dishes out so much damage. He is just one of the many threats that BLG have brought to the table here in this first game. Of course, still a best of 3. There'll be opportunities in the event that VKS falls short to potentially bounce back in game 2, but right now this is BLG's game to lose as they set up around the Baron, spawning in about 10 seconds time.
Exactly, that's the name of the game. There's no dragon on the map for another 2 minutes, so there's nothing to distract them elsewhere. The Baron pit is where the next action is going down. Shadow steals away the enemy red buff. Desamas down to 1/3 HP. Mega Inferno Bomb doesn't hit him, but he has to flash over the wall because BLG
They might try Baron here. Actually, they have Redemption to have to stay no in Redemption. They're gonna start Baron here. Stay. Stay in Redemption. Have to.
Poke alone is enough to dissuade VKS. We talked a little bit about
they don't have vision, by the way. They don't actually see the Baron. They see Kai'Sa doing it, but they don't actually see the HP of Baron. They have no idea how much HP it has.
Try to approach, and again, we're seeing it here on assisting
now they know.
Poke.
Steal?
He wants to go in for the steal, but he does not find it. He's immediately killed by the jump from the Trundle. On is about to die, and Miru takes him out, but Wall cannot kill Elk. BLG are gonna get everybody here as Miru and Morteos cannot get away. Elk will not be found. It's a double kill for the Kai'Sa. It's black and white screens for everybody on VKS, and BLG get Baron. Plus a 5 for 1.
Yeah, BLG ace them, and they are pushing top lane immediately. Let's see
you had to go earlier again. It was so obvious they're gonna do Baron there. You need to just like cancel the recall early, Redemption everyone up, and then go from top side instead of mid.
Is already gonna crack this tower, and will just be the inhibitor tower.
It's not always like, how to say, it's not always the right play to go from the outer side of the objective if you're behind, but it's usually a quite decent idea. So if you're ahead, you can just enter through mid or through the ramp area, no problem. But if you're behind, usually this area is not only warded, but it's guarded. So it's better to go from the outside of the objective. So in Baron's case, that's top Tribrush. In Dragon's case, that's bottom Tribrush. That way, it's unlikely you're spotted and it's unlikely you're guarded. But if you go through mid there, which they did, you just get poked in the way, they see on wards all the way, it's hard to enter, for sure. Better to try to go like from the upside and enter that way. It's gonna be, it looks a little bit funny, but it's usually the best course of action when you're behind. It's not always one-to-one, like it's not always right, but most of the time it's a decent idea when you're behind, to just try to enter from the outside of the objective.
A little bit poke behind him, takes Trimby down below half HP immediately.
12k gold down. There is nothing in this game anymore. Bomba.
Yeah, Knight even throws in an ult there, tries to take out Trimby. Trimby was able to sidestep it, but Knight is 16, has the death cap, and Miru's just getting chunked out.
And Ben is going to take care of the last tier 3 turret.
The 6 looks really annoying.
Inhibitor about to follow here.
Looks like Earth, no? He's playing Earth. Everyone else is playing normal League of Legends, but he's playing Earth for sure.
lock BKS in their base for the rest of the game. Looks like BLG are putting a lot of pings up there towards that area. It's going to be Elk, actually, who steps up forward to start putting the damage into it. Trimby, Boal, and Morteos all trying to put themselves in a position to maybe stop this, but with Knight and Bin right there beside Elk, it's far
Triple inhib is GG. I mean, it's probably already GG, but have to fight here. Just try something. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. No? 3 inhib is not possible.
The base is just in complete tatters. It feels like just a few
Gabi.
more moments is all BLG will need. The Baron is going to
I like the Nico item here. Frozen Heart. I think it's correct. Attack speed debuff and triple AD. So armor value, passive value.
But yeah, I think BKS need to use this time.
Get some HP, right? Get some mana HP.
I really think they need to
Not
pick up
bad
the pace
item.
a little bit more.
Actually, is there HP on Frozen Heart? No, there's ability haste, mana, and armor, no? 0 HP. But still nice. I mean, the mana is kind of useless, but everything else still nice. Ability haste, mana, armor, passive. Yeah, that sounds right.
Allowing both your soul laners to get counterpicked by the blue side team, to me, is just like, that is kind of asking for it, right? Like, you know, when you are the heavy underdogs, you need to be able to be aggressive. You need to be able to get advantageous matchup, push the pace. Trimby's in trouble.
Yeah, Trimby with a killer instinct from Elk, threatening his life. Does stay alive for
Bomba.
now, but the Mega Inferno Bomb will remedy that real fast. Mira tries to finish the job, but the only thing finished is his time on Summoner's Rift. 50-second death timer here for the mid laner from VKS. As a 5v3 for BLG is looking like the end of this game. Shadow throws out the pillar, chains a corruption.
Nice Nico play.
Awesome on 3. Ben gets the kill. Morteos is already
Dead for it, but nice play anyway. Oh, he's alive. Nice play on by Mr. On. Nice play, nice play. GG. That's game on. Caitlyn Orianna. What about the Rise? What about Sion? Sion is banned. What about the Wukong and the Yunara? Yunara is banned.
I want hard engage. I want go buttons. And I want the easiest possible composition to play. Like, I just think when you are an underdog, that's what you need. You are a scrapping team. Let's get scrappy.
Well, one thing that we were very critical of last game was VKS's usage of the red side, allowing both their solo lanes to get counterpicked and saving R5 for just a very bland Varus.
Come on, come on. Find something good. Wukong or Rise? Wukong order Rise. First pick, bitte. Rise ban, but then they ban Wukong and you got no first pick, or Aurora first pick? I see it. Wukong is open! Ding, 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 ding! We have a winner! We have a winner! We have a winner! Yippee!
Looks well at level 6. Kind of ticks all the boxes, I feel. Skirmishes really well. A lot of mid laners compare nicely alongside it too.
You can press W and then there's 2 of you.
That you can.
Yeah.
Double the knockups.
Double the spins.
I like Syra Khan. Very high prio this game, okay? I like it so much. If you can get Wukong Syra Khan 2-3, we are chilling. The Instalog Rumble. Jarvan? Sin. Okay. I think Syra Khan here is so giga, by the way. Please. Please. Please, Syra Khan, right now. Right now. Syra Khan, like that, bam bam, insta win, I think. Well, maybe not, because it's VKS versus BLG. But, in theory, bam bam bam, insta win. Syra Khan, right now, right now. Come on. Come on now. No! I mean, it's fine, but still, it was such a good Syra Khan angle. Alles gut, alles gut. What do you even pick now? Talia? Talia blind? Mulla jo. Talia? Amado, Talia? Nee, Talia? Yeah, Talia is probably the best you can do. Yeah. What is even good in Talia? It's just Galio, no? Galio here? Knight Galio? Silas? No, Galio. Not Silas into Talia, or? Also no good ult, I guess. It should be Galio. Poppy support blind. I don't see it. I don't see it. Support blind Poppy? Is possible? You have so many range lane, no? You can play Braum, which is really good here. You can play Lulu, which is really good here. You can play Bard, which is really good here. Poppy blind support like this is not possible, or? They banned Nautilus anyway?
But at this point in the World Championship, you never know.
Yep, you never know, but definitely does look like it would be going.
I don't see it. Do you see it? Do you see what I don't see? Can you see but me no see? What is this?
And, is going
What
to be
is
pretty
this?
difficult,
Poppy
you know,
blind
hopefully
support.
kinda as expected.
What is this?
I do like just targeting some of these support engage champs here. Wukong is not the best as a primary
Well,
engage. Generally, like you can obviously.
I am
find,
happy
you know,
to be
just go
proven
flash in
wrong,
or people,
Mr.
whatever.
On.
But I
Show
do
me the
feel
world.
like it, you know,
Show me
there's the
around.
follow-up, so taking
Show me
away
what
some of
is
these points
possible,
from CC,
my dear
some of the
friend,
hard
On.
engage options, especially, you know, for the pairing not only with Wukong, but
Brom
also with
ban
Leah,
makes
easy
sense,
there
but there's a
can
good
be
Lulu
quite
angle
strong.
here for Trimby.
They're gonna
There's
be
a good
banning
Bard
out
angle here for
Miles
Trimby,
and
so he has
Brom.
picks over. It's
Well,
okay.
just gonna be
It's
protection
alright.
bans on the other side. Ahri, obviously a famous pick
I like
here
Galio
for
ban
Knight.
myself.
They're going to be looking to take that away.
How about Ding Galio ban?
See what else we get here. Do they want?
How about Ding Ezreal ban actually? Ezreal.
Pressure on Miru. We talked in the
Yeah,
last
Ezreal,
game about
Ezreal.
how it felt like maybe the lights were a little bit bright here with the pressure on the
Any.
elimination match. We talked about the
Don't they
early
just go
flash
Ezreal Galio for 5 and they're
to
happy,
mid.
no?
We talked about the missed
It's Knight Galio and it's Elk Ezreal. Corki open.
before the
Never
outcome
mind.
hit. So just
Never mind.
Giving Miru as much comfort as you possibly can.
I mean, Syra Khan would have been good before Poppy. I don't see it now. I'm more so feeling like
in Brazil in the LTA South for this year.
Bard lane
Trying to
or
give him the opportunity to carry. I like this.
Yeah, I mean, he was on Isserus. They won split 1.
like Bard
He was over
Ezreal,
VKS, they win
something like
split
this.
3, right? Like this
I'm more
guy,
feeling this. I
to
think
me,
Bard
is
Ezreal.
by
I would say
far LTA South Player of the Year. Like if there was that award, he should win it. You know,
Bard
really
Ezreal.
has
Sivir
been
Lulu.
fantastic.
Sivir Lulu.
Sivir gonna be
Lulu. Has to be Lulu or Bard. Bard is okay, but I like Lulu now. You have Wukong, K'Sante, Sivir. Lulu is insane, by the way, and you have a good lane into Poppy. Come on now. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Taric? Lulu better no. Taric is not as good as Lulu here.
It is really good into melee matchups as far as the 2v2 is concerned.
I like Lulu.
But I think he's just kind of having fun with some hovers, so I'm not really going to talk too much more about the Taric.
Bard.
Yeah, I'm not going to trust
It's
any
okay.
of this stuff until he actually locks
okay.
something in. This one, of course, far more normal, and it looks like that will be the choice. Bard.
Galio?
locked.
Question mark? Akali!
Well, I think the
Into
Cats,
Talia? It's
they have a
possible?
lot of scaling.
LeBlanc,
I
come
think
on.
that because of their
Ooh,
mid-jungle,
I would love
they
to
do
see
have
this.
better skirmishing
LeBlanc,
power.
Knight LeBlanc, come
Last
on.
game by
Come on now.
BLG.
I think he's gonna go Galio, but LeBlanc would be huge.
It was funny
Please,
'cause when I was
please.
thinking about
Please.
as the bans are coming through, like Ahri and Annie, and then both
Come
those
on.
teams get targeted by VKS. So I'm very
Send
interested in the
LeBlanc.
direction the
Come
Knight goes.
on.
Right now, On is hovering Zed and LeBlanc.
Yippee!
Yes, it
Hype.
will be. So I think
Camera mid lane!
it's LeBlanc
Camera mid lane right
through.
now!
And I
The
mean,
game hasn't even started, but I want the
that
camera
just
mid
works so
now.
well with Duelist
I know the game hasn't started for a minute, but mid lane camera now. Now.
With so much setup or follow-up that she's a very multi-purpose mid laner that just works so well with aggressive junglers.
And the thing is, remember that with LeBlanc's dash, the dash
Oh my
is
god, it's
a
Knight LeBlanc.
movement skill.
Show me the lane.
Dash forward, so trying to go
How hype
towards
is this
the
actually?
Unraveled Earth is going to stun you. The reversion dash, going back to the original
Let's
point,
let's check.
it will not
Games
be quick.
of Legends
That means
Knight.
that Miru is going to have to be ready.
Gotta
If
be
he
quick.
sees Nash,
All
if he sees Knight dashing in, he's got
and
to be ready because
LeBlanc.
He cannot do it
He has
slow and
38
fast.
games all time.
It'll just blink back to his origin.
Yeah, exactly. And this is quite a
When was the
tough
last time he
matchup
played
for
it?
Talia. We've already seen it a couple
He has
times
one
before.
game this
Both
year.
Shanks and Caps.
Well, a
Right
few
off the
games
top,
last year.
The 2 LeBlanc games we've had, they were both wins, and they were both against Talia. You know, yes,
Damn.
you do have that
Let's
answer
do it.
Unraveled Earth, you know, to try to actually stun up Knight when he's jumping in. But LeBlancs will often be pretty clever about it, and they'll kind of like dash on an angle towards the side, a little bit more difficult to actually be able to get that interrupt instead of just going straight on at them. And the poke can be pretty difficult for Talia to deal with. And obviously the setup for the junglers coming in is the real danger here. Gonna be interested to see how much value Trimby can get as well. You know, I always feel like the prime Bard games are ones against, you know, 2 carries without dashes, right? You know, that is kind of like the dream world. LeBlanc is very, very hard to ever hit. And Corki, yes, it's a lot easier than LeBlanc, but you still do at least have the Valkyrie. You have to be relatively close.
What is that
I love
LeBlanc
playing Bard.
skin?
If you're relatively close, the travel time is quite
Is
fast,
that
so the Bard actually
IG
knocks out
LeBlanc
it.
with the chroma?
But not the easiest Bard game. Also going to be interested to see if he can affect side lanes, because Rumble is someone that you can try to prey on. alongside
Electrocute,
K'Sante.
sudden impact, and he had the ward detection thing. I don't know what the last rune was, and then he had like CDR and cut down or something, no? Full damage, LeBlanc build. Sorry, rune page.
doesn't look like anybody in-game is looking to grab some cheesy level 1 loot on this one. I don't see any really creative invades or anything like that here just yet. Just mostly defensive positioning on this. Remember, if we're remembering back to game number 1, it was Trymbi who got caught a lot with some greedy movements, kind of just not respecting what BLG could do. So particularly on the Bard who wants to roam around a lot, I want to make sure he's not getting caught out in this one.
Nice
BKS
ward.
wants to stand a chance. And
They
then
don't
again,
even know he put a
just
ward.
seeing Miru be able to try to step up and carry the team.
Yep. You see Trymbi gonna face check here. And he's both sides of the hammer there from on. And Elk not only got the Frost Bomb on Morteos in the Dry Brush earlier, hit another one there on Trymbi. So, you know, you are playing this double ranged advantage here.
Nice
Morteos
barrier.
the bear really early.
Nice barrier.
He's gonna be traded.
That was really good by the Sivir. Morteos really smurfed that.
It's gonna make
Nice.
the 2v2 a lot more difficult now, for
That saves
BKS.
it, by the way. That was such a good barrier, like proactive barrier usage. Nice.
Trymbi and Morteos not going to be too dissuaded.
Because it looked like they were just about to get fucked, you know? And then he does that proactive barrier. He takes the trade aggressively, he takes the push aggressively. He saved it. Completely saved it. Nice nice play there by the Sivir.
And a lot of it is going to stem from this mid-jungle combo.
Because they should be winning this lane. But it looked like they were going to lose it there for a second after level 1 trade. Okay, camera mid lane. Here we go. Let's see it. Taliyah wins this, right? But you can die to gank. You're getting level 3 gank over a ward,
There from
though.
Miru does spot Shadow walking into the side brush, and though we
He's
did
gonna
see
have to
the
cross
Unravel
eventually
come out
for
there
his
late,
camps. Yeah, he
this
has
is
to
Knight
cross.
down health while having already used the potion. So Miru definitely winning out in the early trades here, has the HP advantage, has that extra potion. So definitely has been hitting with his rocks and trying to set up for more here on tonight.
And if you're a VKS fan, that's exactly what you want to see. You need to see this guy stepping up. You need to see him being the hero of the team, as Trymbi and Morteos still do have the push here in the bottom lane, even after eating the extra skill shot damage early on in the lane.
I mean, right now, VKS kind of have pushing lanes across the board. The bounce back is now coming through for Bin on the top side of the map, but LeBlanc doesn't have that wave clear to compete against the Taliyah early on. It's not until you get that first back and a couple levels that you really have any sort of kill threat on that mid lane matchup. And on the bot side of the map, Poppy, I mean, what can you really do against the Bard? So this gives a lot of room for Desames to secure this bot Scuttle Crab.
Knight actually interrupted the recall there on Miru, who was trying to recall in that side brush, but Knight, I saw on the mini-map, you know, was able to store over there, stop that. And Miru is getting quite low on mana, so Shadow's going to come over here. They were going to try to see, can they interrupt the recall once again? And Miru going to have to at least walk all the way back to try to take a safe recall here, as BLG looking like they're going to try to push out one more wave.
Well, Shadow, because he has the assistance from Bin's pushed wave, because he knows that Miru has no mana and is forced to back right now.
Can he push this in time? He can't, right?
Secure this top side Scuttle Crab, so
He has to leave some of this.
Crabs between our junglers. Despite the fact that Desames was a little faster to the first one, it still ends up shaking out dead even once all is said and done. First recall
Still needs to base TP. Could freeze the wave here with Taliyah if he wants. Or hard shove next wave also works.
Shadow's going to pick up the exact same buy as On and Elk are going to get the wave crashing into the turret down here in the bottom lane. However, they don't fully crash it. The ranged minion's still outside there, so Morteos and Trymbi going to freeze this one up.
Yeah, Trymbi doing a nice job just being really annoying there. Of course, Elk didn't want to
Nice
actually stop
timing.
his recall. Great trade there from Miru as Knight does arrive on the TP back in. But going to give a very slight advantage here to Morteos, at least for now. And the lane's looking pretty decent for
Nice dodge.
VKS, all things considered.
For the time being, we find ourselves in a very slow accord. Which I'm going to be honest, Flowers does disappoint me.
Yeah.
Had some fun combined kill stats earlier. Ooh.
Well, Morteos might find himself in a full court press here, but he doesn't honestly have to spend a whole lot.
He didn't base
just
yet on
the
Poppy
barrier,
here.
so no flash
But he does have
without
Spellbook
that
in
one,
1 minute.
but still a good quick trade coming out from Elk and On.
At 6 minutes you get Spellbook and then he can just TP back anyway.
I
think that's why the Sivir got caught. She thought the Poppy base. She did not base, in fact. But she's waiting for her TP. 30 seconds. She can TP. They started Drake here. Nice trade by Poppy. Looks sketchy, no? I don't think they can play to finish this. They have to play for the fight or just back off. This looks kind of sketchy, actually. Taliyah ulting in as well.
Miru's ready to ride the wall straight in.
He has the first wits in here.
They want the kill in the BLG
Oh.
jungler, but his first blood over tonight instead. mid. Desamas has to try.
He didn't even use combo, no, on Talia? He just died.
Teleport, and the equalizer lays out the red carpet. Desamas is welcome
2 kills
straight
tonight.
to the spawn platform. One more auto attack takes him down. BLG have already secured 2.
Wow.
Shadow getting away just barely. Trimby with a flash in to finish off the kill, and he gets back to a magical journey over the wall to stay alive himself. So VKS get one back, but BLG wins
they got one back.
cost of Vin's teleport.
What happened to the Talia there? What happened to the Talia? Did Knight just kill him on the wall? It's full HP and he gets one shot? What? That LeBlanc damage is crazy, no? He was almost full and he just got one shot by LeBlanc only. No one else hit him. It was just LeBlanc hitting him and he died.
Not fully on the same page because he should have been able to actually get the kill right there, but Morteos threw one auto attack onto the Corki first, then missed his boomerang blade. Means Trimby has to flash in and finish it off.
These early skirmishes going the way of BLG. The gold not gonna amount to anything too significant, but look at that mid
Didn't use combo or flash on Talia, no? Just died.
Already
Could have been a better
picking up
play, I
that
think,
initial
if he
component. The Hextech
just used his
ultimate
spell
is
to get Sin
so
Flash earlier
valuable
or
for
flashed
these
some
short
spell
trades
from
on this
LeBlanc maybe.
champion. But this mid lane matchup now going to be a lot scarier.
But I also didn't think he would get one shot, so maybe he had the same idea. Like that he could tank the spell from LeBlanc without dying. But apparently he gets one shot at this point already. Maybe good to buy some MR, no? On Talia? Like go Mercs or something? Crazy damage by LeBlanc. Probably good to go MR, yeah. Because you're playing against Rumble as well, so it's like double value to actually go MR. Not only for your lane, but actually for the game good as well.
You're saying LeBlanc is the champion you don't want to have the gold? Well, Knight is the player that you don't want to have the early kills. He was really killing it on the Ziggs last game, and now is going to have the agency to try to take over here once more.
And it's important to remember that LeBlanc in solo queue, many people see her as an assassin, but at the pro level, she's a poke champ. Like, she sits in pockets of vision, and she jumps over the wall. She does exactly as Azael is saying. She takes a bunch of your HP, and now you can't come to Dragon. And it's like, you have the perfect setup, you've got decent vision, and what's she doing? She's sitting on your red buff, comes over a wall, takes off your AD carries HP, or your supports, or whoever's, and then you're like, well, now you can't fight anymore. Sucks to suck. And that's why she's such an obnoxious champion and difficult to lock down, and that's why hard CC is super important for her. And in this composition, there really isn't a lot. So, right now, the Grubs have started off.
Yep, Shadow's going to go ahead and
Already
secure
got
that
one.
first grub for BLG, but
can leave.
VKS moving into the river now as BLG decide one is enough.
Exactly. You see
And
that
one
Elk
is
was
enough.
not
It's
roaming,
one or two
Mira
always, and it's
moved
fine.
from bot, so that is why BLG do back off after this one play. But the problem is there's no TPs up here for VKS. So great, you got 2 grubs, but look what's happening bot lane. You're dropping waves. You're going to lose at least 1 tower play here. So BLG, take 1 grub, get Elk paid here on the Corki, and I still think, yeah, you went down 1 grub, but who cares? The play benefits them.
Exactly. As long as you're not giving away all 3, giving them the ability to spawn the Voidlings every time they're trying to push and attack the turrets, you don't feel too bad about the 2-1 split.
Absolutely. Right now, BLG are in a very comfortable position. The one advantage that Mira will have in this lane is that right now he still has more wave clear than Knight does, and he has to invest a lot of resources. You just saw him spending so much to kill that cannon minion. But On is here to assist, going to look to try and clear out some of this vision, or actually completely ignore the vision as he's set his sights on getting some vision of his own.
He knew that they would place another control ward elsewhere and just delete that one, so he didn't really care about it.
Smart man.
Just thinking ahead as he heads back into the mid lane, just keeps picking up these minions. The first Drake of the game still alive as we're about to crest the 10-minute mark here, so not a lot of importance placed on that one after the first fight that was over
tower.
As Elk, he does get
Pretty good with
himself
his
caught up
Valkyrie.
inside that temper
This
fade,
time.
tries to Valk away, but the Cyclone interrupts it. That Elk just got hunted. Morteos is the one holding the smoking gun.
Ramp tower,
And
that's
VKS
fine.
get everybody away. They take the kill.
Nice dive.
So Trimby
A little
doesn't
bit
quite
misplayed,
connect the
but
queue, but the dive
not bad.
overall still very clean. They get the kill that they're looking for. They make the play work, and getting it onto Elk as well is a very valuable target. So VKS looking to be proactive here on the map.
Yep, good dive, are able to pull that off, but gotta be careful with the Bard. I feel like so many people just kind of do it by feel, but it's very easy to actually just watch the animation, there's these little sparkles that basically like pop out of the champion and come back towards the champion right before it ends. And you can throw your Q when that happens and hit the Q stun basically every single time.
I remember a few years ago when you literally made a video about this. Watch the little fireflies. Once they go back into the statue's chest, that's when you press the button and boom, you've got them. Guaranteed. Drake now begun once again by BLG. Last time BKS came in and decided they wanted to try to fight for it. This time around, looks like we're not going to see any such thing. On in the enemy jungle, placing down some vision, just making sure he maintains control over this area. Nobody from VKS can step up, and that's BLG securing their first Drake. Very late first Drake this game, 11 minutes in.
BLG slowly but surely taking a little bit more control over the map as they set their sights on VKS's bottom side. These Raptors will be a point of contention, but okay, VKS fighting back. They don't want to concede that space. Overall, it's a very close early game, and we want to come back to this scaling element that we talked about earlier. Sivir is such a huge late game threat. One of the problems for me is that she's a little bit short range, which can be a scary thing to play into, especially against things like a Corki and a Zig. But of course, the upside of that is her ricochet. The fact that she bounces through multiple targets, if the enemy is just grouping up, she just melts through her opposition. And I feel like VKS, even though traditionally we expect them to be a team that's very bloodthirsty, a team that usually focuses on skirmishing and fighting, by having this
actually, he's weak
game,
side. He shouldn't. He shouldn't.
a lot of time for your
I'm too focused on like the
right now with a 300 goal
LeBlanc
lead, the Sivir is in a very good spot.
on its own, not necessarily the map. I'm just looking at like the champion and what she can do.
As long as you're not poked out, you are just going to be able to sit there and be a brick wall in the
Yeah, she's weak side right now. Not a good idea.
Has that
Better to wait.
now, so he is going to be very difficult to push out in these side lanes by either LeBlanc or the Rumble.
Has
Nice
flash.
tempered fate there coming out from Trimby. Does want to get the binding into the wall
But
after,
we'll have to use it most likely.
continuing to just walk away. Point blank keeper's
Nope,
verdict.
saves it.
And
Wow.
On survives the ambush.
Just barely is he able to get away. VKS, I like the fact that they are trying to be proactive where they can, catch BLG out here and there. It's not really converting into much though, as Knight is given an opportunity to push out this bot wave. He should have his item on base now, which will be a big spike. We talked about it, that first item for both the Xin and the LeBlanc is a scary combo that VKS is going to have to be cautious of.
Yeah, it really is. The Samus, though, has his Triforce completed. You can see the Ludens, as expected, coming through there for Knight. But yeah, like I agree. I mean, it's good to see Trimby staying active. Every time that Bard ult is up, trying to look for plays is important. Stay active on the map. Move around. Try to put pressure on BLG. Don't allow them to just kind of rinse and repeat what they did last game, because that is what they are trying to do. On and Shadow are just remaining this two-man duo. They're moving in. They're taking vision. They're stealing away camps, and they're just generally being a nuisance here to VKS and to Samus, trying to now look for this Sivir.
Hey, Morteo's just going to toss
Nice
a boomerang
ward Q.
back in there. Trimby showing up. Try to guarantee that On and
They
Shadow
don't have Bard ult,
cannot
sadly.
aid Elk
So it's hard to
in
play
his
this.
siege of the mid lane, as they will take priority over this. But again, it's not like there's any objectives for BLG to turn this priority into immediate setup or starting of. So
Talia can
yeah,
move an
because
ult here,
the
though.
objective of the chicken
But
feed.
LeBlanc is
Everybody
first,
always likes to
actually.
fight over these, and BLG are going to secure the steal on that one.
Flash out, really?
Flash out there from Trimby. Got a little bit nervous.
This could be
Knight
something.
jumps over the wall.
That's crazy
Finds
damage. He
three-quarters
has
of
Mercs,
himself.
by the
There's
way.
Poke LeBlanc.
He has MR this time,
That
and he's
is
still
the
taking
poke.
so
And
much
then
damage.
You got
Wow.
the flash off of Trimby. You steal away
He
the
has
jungle
MR.
camp, and they're still not leaving. This is just the same thing as last game. It's the jungle
Base
support
TP?
duo. To me, that was kind of the biggest difference.
Could
from
get
the
dove,
last
by the way.
game,
He
how
could
they
get one shot
played
on his TP,
together.
or Bard ult the same.
TPing in Miru, they're going to see if they can do something.
Yeah, it looks like
Hope he's
Samus has to
deep
try to
here
get
without
all the way out
flash
here.
now.
Defensive
Hope he's
Psycho
dead, no?
wants to re-engage
Hope he's
there
dead.
onto Shadow. Seismic shove, collides
Yeah,
with
Pope is
On.
dead. They have to
He's
leave.
down to about 20% HP, and On's turned off. Nice moves from VKS, fighting him off to secure the feat of warfare.
Flash shaking, flash shaking, flash shaking.
Those 3 kills.
No flash sin, no flash sin. He got cute.
Yeah,
Go in.
Shadow wants to step
Anjo?
forward, but he's chunked
Talia
half
ult.
HP. Trimby continuing to get away.
I feel like the Wukong should have gone now.
Wall in, but it knocks Shadow onto the
Actually,
wrong
one-
side, so he's still
What?
safe,
He
and now
one-shots
Mirror's gonna be your
him.
Target just completely exploded, but still alive from an extra
Crazy
second.
damage by the
That
LeBlanc.
takes him out with the
Wait,
sigil
he's
of
just
malice.
1v9.
It's a double kill now as DeSamus falls too.
Wait,
The
he's just
LeBlanc
1v9.
is getting fed, and VKS needs to run. Ben's here to cook him
Wow,
up.
and he's alive.
Over to Knight.
All of them are alive.
LeBlanc
Woohoo! Help, help! Oh,
15
fuck, they're all
minutes
alive.
in the game.
The LeBlanc is fed and VKS
Wow,
are
this LeBlanc, by the
dead.
way.
4 members
How goated
down.
is he?
Everyone with BLG on blinking health
Look at
bars,
his
but they're
damage.
surviving
Crazy,
there. They
no?
tried to look for their
I feel like
re-engage,
Wukong should have
but the
gone in
ulti
there.
from Miru was just
But look at this
a
LeBlanc
bit
damage.
Too late. Shadow gets out to the other side of the wall, and then Knight comes
He
out
has
of the wall,
mercs.
puts the pressure here
He
in
does
onto
almost full
Miru.
HP with one
Elk
combo
about
through
10,
MR,
they
level
all
10.
fully commit. And
Wow.
look at how Knight is just dancing back and forth in this fight, putting on so much pressure. Even
This
at low
LeBlanc
health,
crazy.
That when Bin arrives, everyone
How does the
is
Bard die?
just
Does he get
wrapped
sniped?
up, and it's dinner time.
What did the Bard die
Comet
to?
ends up getting that kill from Bin on the backside. Actually, no, I mean, the quadra kill, we saw it from Knight, so the fact that he was able to secure it, this LeBlanc is
5-0 LeBlanc
Let me
now,
guess,
2,000
there it
gold
is, the
ahead.
Mage
Ay,
Eyes.
ay,
The
ay,
traditional
ay, ay.
Knight state
Mage
well. I mean,
Eyes.
there's no
Oh
reason-
no.
Yeah, this could
Oh my god!
damage on Disamus.
dead.
Knight just needs one more spell. Sigil of Malice, one more.
more.
There it
Wow.
is. Knight is dominating.
Wow.
6-0-1.
Whoa, this damage is crazy. I mean, the Wukong has no MR, to be fair. To be fair, the Wukong has no MR. Wait, he's just hunting them now. He's not even farming anymore. He's farming champions now. He's not even farming creeps anymore. He's just farming champions now.
Healthy for now as
Wow.
moves back up to join the rest of his team. The Rift Herald was already
This is
secured
LeBlanc
on screen
crazy.
by Shadow.
He's farming champions. He's here again.
Elk is still very strong himself with the Corki. The binding was already used there.
Oh,
from Trimby.
shit.
Bond jumps in to try to help Knight's dive. Not quite enough damage to kill either one of the BKS
Oh,
bottom laners,
shit.
but they have plenty of firepower to
Oh,
take
shit,
down the
he's so
tier 1
scary.
turret. And that's just another dub here for BLG.
You know,
Nice Bard ult.
nice use of the ultimate there from Trimby to at the very least save the HP of that tier 2 tower. But you know, often
What are
when
you
I see
buying on LeBlanc
magicians,
here?
I
He's
expect a
buying...
plethora of
He has
tricks, but
Ludens, Mage Eyes,
Knight's single
Sorks,
trick,
and...
it might be
What is he
the same
buying?
thing every time, but my goodness, is
What is
effective
Codex
at making the
plus
enemy disappear.
Blasting
You're not
Wand?
the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks. You're the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times.
Codex
And that's a
Blasting
pretty
Wand
damn good
is
trick from
magic
Knight.
pen item?
You called LeBlanc a poke champ?
No,
and,
it's Horizon
poking
Focus,
pretty
right?
hard.
Right?
The poke is 100% of your HP.
Codex
It's,
Blasting Wand. Two
it's
Codex
getting
Blasting
pretty
Wand is
dire
Horizon
here for the
Focus, right?
side of BKS.
Ooh, he failed it, he failed it! He has 1k shutdown, by the way. 1k shutdown, if you can get this. Oh, please, please, it's 1,000 gold. Please, don't take it, Bard. 1,059 gold to K'Sante. He failed the W out.
Gets punished. The gold lead now
This could be something.
1,000, but BKS is overstayed.
Could be something for them.
BLG's reinforcements arrive, and
1,000 gold here.
Trimby is
I mean, Bard got
immediately
caught, but
destroyed.
this could be
Shadow
something, you know.
sidesteps away from the seismic shove. Miru now in a little bit
They're
of
fighting
danger.
without the
He
Fed
no
LeBlanc.
longer
Just take this
has
fight,
the
or no matter what,
power.
take this fight, I
Shadow
think.
defending himself with the
Fight,
ulti
fight,
right
fight,
now.
fight, fight.
Thomas spinning into the back line.
Fight, fight,
Shadow
fight, 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 fight.
BKS
Nice!
coming to life.
Vamos, Caralho. Nice, nice, nice. Vamos, Caralho. Winnable, no?
Chaos has
Why do they fight without the LeBlanc?
As VKS find
Like,
a
sure, Knight
massive
inted
comeback play.
by
Triple
overstepping
kill
and then
for
failing the
Miru,
W.
and TP back into the river as BLG is not done yet.
Don't think his teammates had to fight,
Mateos,
however.
who was pushing for that mid tower. He got it. They're going to TP into defense.
Just cut the losses.
Miru's coming, but so is Knight.
Morteos already uses the spell shield to
Talia's
block the first
tipping
electro
in.
harpoon.
Could
Second one
save
tags him. Bin finding a decent
Sivir
amount of
here.
damage here, but Miru is first to arrive. Knight wants to kill the enemy AD carry.
LeBlanc damage.
Miru dies.
Rumble
Bin is
that's right.
trying to
Hey, 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 hey!
for a little bit more, but now he's in
Oh,
danger.
Gabi.
Away from the tempered fate with distortion.
Yeah, W
Trimby
already.
Continuing to chase, but there's nobody else left to chase with him. Gentlemen,
Ooh,
we
ooh,
went from
ooh,
a
ooh.
2,500 gold
1,000 gold up now. 1,000 gold up now. Can win, by the way. They're trolling. Why do they fight without LeBlanc?
He distorted into the wall there, lost that dash, and then as a result, they could actually run him down. And BLG want to try to punish the play here, push them out of their own
They just
jungle.
gotta cut the losses now and wait for their Fed LeBlanc. Not sure why they're fighting this, honestly.
Very far. Elk and On are not yet connected. As Shadow uses the ult, is buying a lot of time here. Ball goes in with the Pathmaker, and then
Nice fight, though.
no hesitation.
Wukong is so OP here.
flashes in, gets the Cyclone down. Elk tries to turn around, but can't make it work.
What did he say? These guys are trolling so hard, let's please win this? I agree. Wait, what did Trim you say? Wait, let's go back. Quiet, quiet.
Cyclone down. Elk tries to turn around, but can't make it work.
They're so bad, but it's fine, guys.
They're so bad, but it's fine, guys. I mean, they are trolling. They have a point.
VKS
I don't think Knight is trolling, though. I mean, he did make a mistake. He was trolling a bit. He was hinting a bit.
very
Top lane.
interesting.
He overstepped and failed his W.
2 items completed. Those
But they still gotta be
stacks
cautious.
back down
It's
to
far
10.
from free win. Watch out for this fucking
Nice
LeBlanc,
looking
by the
for an
way.
angle. But again, we
Yeah, it's
return
Horizon
back to this
Focus,
net
second
neutral
item.
game. And this is where
Watch out for the
BLG should
LeBlanc.
have the advantage.
He's so
They need to
fucking
control
strong.
Fog of War, but there is Boao
But that's about it, I
doing his
guess.
too, getting space for his team. He's not afraid to face
Actually, they have
Jet
2 item
anything.
Rumble, 2 item
So right
Sin.
now, he's the one garnering that
This is not an
position
easy
in the river.
fight.
And it's Very nice for
Level
Boal, too, the
11
fact that he's leaning against the
on
Rumble,
4
so you
people
wanna rush the
plus.
Kaenic Rook Kern, and the most fed player on the enemy team
I
is
guess
a
they have as
LeBlanc.
well.
You're going
But
to get
Rumble
a
Ult is
lot
gonna
of
hurt
value out of
here.
that Magic Shield, no matter what. Shadow jumps in.
Is this really a winnable 5v5?
To guarantee that he doesn't
Is
get
this
caught
really
by
worth
anything.
to
Knight
fight
overall
for?
looking a quick trade.
Second Drake or first Drake for you?
Looks like
Is this really
BKS
worth to
are
fight
gonna
for?
start up the objective. They are daring BLG
Wait,
to come and stop
this could be
them.
good, no?
Shadow immediately dropping the ulti here.
missed.
Knight goes for some quick burst, doesn't find a ton. Trimby
Poppy on the
only
flank. Maybe Poppy ult huge here. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Poppy ult,
Using
Poppy ult,
the
Poppy ult.
spell
Watch out,
shield.
watch out.
On looking for maybe a flank here from the
Tile ult
other
is
side.
good.
Mirror with a
Get rid of
very
Poppy ult,
nice Weaver's
please.
wall to prevent any
Oh, he doesn't.
approach from
Okay.
BLG.
This is free Drake,
And
nice.
VKS just navigated the
Alright,
fight back.
alright. I think we got a game, by the way. I think we got a game.
They're watching both sides. They're marking
All right.
the potential flank from
All right, all
They're
right.
tracking where Knight and Ben are, and as Shadow goes
Atakan.
in, he loses the ulti.
Gotta
and then
check
you
it.
Can't really commit fully to that fight.
Gotta check it.
Question
Don't
is,
face check, but gotta
if there's
check
gonna
it.
be an Otacon take here for BLG. VKS have no vision in that area. We don't know if they're on
Ooh.
it. Recalling.
Well, now we do. They're not. But VKS
They have to check it slowly.
I mean, honestly, that was one of the cleanest sequences
Yeah, had to
we've
ult.
seen from VKS.
You understand why he
here at
does
Worlds,
that.
And I'm super impressed with how patiently they navigated it. Azel, you broke it down beautifully just because of all of the pieces, how well they tracked everything. And we come back to this scaling conversation, specifically around this Sivir, what felt like an insurmountable disadvantage, given how strong the LeBlanc was. Now it feels surmountable, one could say. Given how much stronger Miru is with the 2 items finished, 2 items also on Morteos. And, I mean, this Otacon, if BLG tried to force it, we've seen a lot of shenanigans.
Their
happen
setup is
around
just
this
better, no?
objective.
We absolutely have, and I mean, I agree.
Like, this is same as last game. Nothing is happening, but they're just winning. Their setup is just better.
Want to try to push on this Otacon. Want to put a lot of pressure on. There's still no vision in
They're
the
just
area.
putting their members better.
And,
Their pace is just
gotta
better.
see
Like,
Boal
nothing
down
is
here
happening,
because
but they're
the problem,
winning.
No one can walk in really besides Boal.
Oh.
And Knight is just going to try to punish Desamas as he's coming
This
in.
LeBlanc is so
They
scary.
are on it. They do
At
get
least we're
that
contesting in
information
time
now.
this
Boal
game.
is
Because last game we just gave it for free, but at least we're there this time.
Yeah, Knight mostly
Nice.
chunks the clone out
We have a
there
5v5
from Desamas.
happening.
Desamas also
Careful
had
the
a very
LeBlanc on the
large
side.
purchase when he went back. Sadly, not enough to complete his
Low-key
second
winnable,
goal
no?
item, so still an advantage there for BLG and for Shadow.
But notice the moment that Boal arrives, just as Azel was saying.
I could just force here, honestly. Don't have ward ult, I guess. But what about we just like tally ult and go?
He tanks up all the damage, they pop the ult.
Okay, they're on
Flick.
the hunt. BLG
Flick
have
back
to
on
try
Sin, he has to
to
flash.
now,
He didn't flash.
as immediately
He didn't flash kill him, he didn't flash.
Desamas going in for the cyclone. They want to look after
He flashed now?
Shadow has to flash away. Redemption coming in for the side of
And he lives.
VKS.
What?
Nobody dead on BLG. Miru throws himself into the back line, but Desamas is already down. Knight with an assassination. VKS,
whoa,
they
one
took
for
out
one.
the enemy Rumble, but they lost their jungler, so there's no chance to go for the Otacon.
How did the Sin
I
not
like the
die?
aggressive move there, though, just using the on the hunt, because all they have to do is get Miru
1 for 1 is
range
okay.
to tag someone with the Rylai's. Once they're slowed down, you're going to get chased down, you're going to get taken out there. So they're able to
I feel like they
force
should
the
have
fight
committed on
here.
the Sin, no? More.
We can see it one more time.
Like, once he doesn't flash the flick back, you just gotta commit, I think. Everything on the Sin. Look, look, look. He gets knocked back now by Talia. Commit.
This looks like a free kill.
Everyone should chase that guy and kill him, because that's Atakan as well.
We gotta go back to live.
Ooh, shit.
There, they know.
Wait, this is just gone. He's just gone. Their jungler just spawned. Wukong just spawned. It's gone. It's gone. They can't stall this, and they can't fight either. This is just gone.
Trimby have the ultimate to try to stall this out. The Otacon's already going to be taken. Shadow secures it, and now BLG
Hope he
are
might
gonna
die
turn
for
and
it.
maybe fight.
Redemption
Honest the target
coming.
here at the very start. Redemption coming in to heal him up. Boal still here in the front
Or
line.
sidestepped,
Shadow,
I guess, more so.
defensive ulti, trying to buy a little bit of time. He has
They're gonna
to
leave
know
this
that he's
in.
dead here, so he's just gonna create some room.
Look, LeBlanc, look, LeBlanc, 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 LeBlanc.
Morteos over the wall.
Oh!
Morteos just barely
Help! Oi,
alive
oi,
there
oi.
as Knight jumps over the wall
Ooh.
and nearly assassinates him. So it's Otacon traded for Shadow thus far,
He's
but
still
Knight
behind.
is still looking.
Yeah, Knight is still hunting. Desamas is going to try to look for him, make sure
Does he one-shot this Wukong?
Morteos can get out safe, and
When he
will
face
be
checks? 'Cause
able
he's face checking
to.
after
So
these
at the end of
Krugs, you
the
know?
day, you did get that one kill, but you got the flash.
Does
up
he one
where
shot?
You got the Otacon, and Knight is even going to be able to push
Half HP.
Desamas out of his own jungle, forcing that defensive cyclone.
So
that
VKS
1-for-1 bot
hold on
meant
to the gold
Atakan
lead,
lose.
but with the
Is that just because jungle die? I guess so.
things are relatively
Because they trade
similar.
jungler for top laner and top laner can
It's
TP
still
back,
very
they lose
scary,
Atakan.
and Knight,
That's kind of
even
sad.
last fight was the
That
main
bot fight should have been more winning,
why
I think.
BLG was able to come back out onto the map and secure
Luckily
the
Bard has the
Otacon.
yellow item, so he doesn't get completely
I mean,
one-shot,
he's the
but
one
still
that
loses
has to be
half.
so
Wow.
cautious with
Celestial
these
Blessing and
checks.
still loses
Find
half.
ourselves in a very interesting dynamic because VKS
Yeah.
has more wave clear. Sivir, Talia can just melt through these waves very quickly, so you would think that they could get prio faster to move into these the river and the jungle, but every time you move into these spaces, LeBlanc might be there. So it's not an easy thing to do. So what VKS have to do is group, and they kind of have to overgroup because they're very reliant on their top laner to help them create this space.
Exactly. So all BLG really has to do is push out a wave, force Bo
I feel like this game is very much winnable, but the LeBlanc is hard to deal with for sure.
Because as you say, you've got to check each and every brush. If you miss where Knight is, that could just be it.
Okay,
He's playing LeBlanc really well. Perma, hiding, looking for chunk. He's not farming much, I guess. That's the positive thing. Like, he's not gonna get much stronger than this. If they survive like 10 more minutes and he's not farming much, they might outscale him, I think.
Yeah, VKS are just going to show
At this part of the game, not easy for sure. She's just hiding and one-shotting anyone that comes close or missteps a bit. Bardot is... I thought it was a decent ult, actually. It's just hard to get Corki, I guess.
Honestly, I would have been happy if VKS just took vision around Baron, push out some sideways. Morteus
Looked
has
pretty
no
decent,
flash.
but it
I think
wasn't
you've got to
Corki
be so
W.
careful about that, because even if you get that fight, there's a flash on Bin, there's a flash on Knight. It could just be Equalizer dropped on your head, some chip damage comes through from Knight, and then Bin flashes in and you're cooked.
Okay, Knight immediately looking for that poke yet again. Distorts right back to his origin point. Not a ton of damage to his health bar or any of his targets.
It does feel like BLG is making much more efficient moves around the map. The fact that they secured that dragon completely uncontested was largely driven by Knight threatening poke onto Trimby on the top side. Trimby then communicates with his team, they could be around Baron, we need to clear this out. And while they're clearing it out, Dragon ends up being secured. And now again, what happens as VKS is kind of reclaiming back control around the bot side, pushing out mids, BLG immediately moves to top side and get all this deep vision littered. You can see these two wards planted in the top side jungle of VKS, ready for a potential TP, and that could give Knight the angle that he's looking for to take out Morteus.
And we were talking about this at the top of the day. Historically, this has always been one of the biggest criticisms of Brazilian League of Legends regionally. They can, even when they rise to the occasion, to meet you on the micro level, even if they can out-team fight you, it's the macro where they often struggle to keep up with their opponents, to make sure that they're not being out-rotated on the map. And that's where VKS are going to have to make sure they don't give the game away to BLG. They have the Infinity Edge now fully completed on Morteus. We are at the critical mass of Sivir, the 3 fully completed items, the Infinity Edge there. If he gets to Free Fire, if he's not immediately exploded by Bin and Knight like we're talking about, Morteus can do a ton.
Can enemy do Baron if you do this play?
Team Miru here was trying to see if Bin would push up one more wave, look to wall him off, look to punish.
He's kind of caught, but I'm afraid about Baron here.
Damage down on him.
They are not clicking there, it's fine.
On the top side, that is where the objectives will be played for these next.
Because in some situations, I guess it depends on champs, they just do Baron, you know, if you go bot. Like, low-key, they could do Baron here.
Some pressure on this tower. VKS want to push on the other side, but Equalizer answers that so easily. So Knight is just going to be able to get a free tower.
I think mids.
Now Morteus in a lot
No
of
flash
danger.
Poppy.
He's exhausted, but the
Poppy's
rest
just
of the
dead.
team shows up to immediately back him up. The redemption
Bardot
to
is
heal
not the
him.
best.
The exhaust does not do enough, and now VKS are
If they kill this jungler, they get Baron, by the way.
Trying to catch up to Shadow
Honestly,
here.
worth the flash on that guy, I think.
Also hanging around nearby.
But LeBlanc is
Morteus
there.
staying with the rest of the team, so he does not get a
Are they gonna do it anyway? It's just Poppy dead, though. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea.
They'll back away with just
No,
the
no,
pick
no.
from the enemy support.
They had to kill one more.
VKS needs to play with a little bit more confidence. Like, that was a shocking play from On. Like, you can see that Morteus steps up, thinking, hey, I want to get a bit of chip damage. The exhaust comes down, and then they engage in what is effectively a 3 versus 4. And it was a desperate engage, too. I'm not really sure how On was hoping to convert that really into much.
He was looking for E on the wall.
Losing a pick, and I feel like the VKS,
But I don't think they would be able to follow anyway. But you can see what he was looking for.
Just put a little bit of pressure, but I felt like
He was
they were
trying to
just
E on
scared
this wall
because
here.
Baron, LeBlanc, Baron to just
This
put
one here. He was trying to get Poppy. I don't know if they will show replay, but that's what he was looking for.
BLG into a play, it's going to be hard to secure that objective.
I completely agree, especially because Bin just had used his Equalizer to clear away.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's like,
They're
you're
checking.
5v4, you can start that up, and at the very least force the TP and back off, but Boal
Cork
here
is fine.
now behind Elk.
Yeah, but Knight also looking at Miru. Finds a snap burst onto him there. Just a distortion, though, so Miru doesn't take a ton of damage here just yet. BLG continuing to try to posture themselves aggressively.
I think Bard should start ulting Rumble. Or Poppy. Or Sin. Because he keeps aiming for Corki, but Corki just keeps Valkyring it, and obviously LeBlanc cannot be hit either. I think the Bard just needs to start ulting support, jungle, or top. Like anyone without the dash, he just needs to start ulting them and chunking them. It's not even about killing them, it's just landing an ult, chunking that guy with Talia combo right after. You understand what I mean? Like normally, Bard's job is to ult the carries, and then you send it. But in this case, it's different because both of the carries have dash and none of the other champions do. So I feel like he should just ult Rumble, or ult Sin, or ult Poppy. Talia does the combo. That guy gets chunked. Doesn't probably die, but at least gets chunked, and then you start the fight like that. Because the ult is technically useless if you just keep throwing it and they keep dodging it. Better to at least get a chunk from it or something. I think you should just use it on, like, literally anyone that's not LeBlanc or Corki.
But this is a big window for VKS. Knowing that BLG are recalling, this is when you should be moving in, threatening the Baron. Kind of, again, it's that trade of pressure. Goes for a bit of chip damage, but right now it feels like BLG is just not under any pressure. They're just running the Rift.
Yeah, they absolutely are. I mean, they're controlling Vision so heavily, popping out of that Vision, getting poke over and over. And Morteos, you know, does pick up the
really cool LeBlanc skin.
Honestly, I would have preferred to see him just go lifesteal.
They're just doing Baron, by the way.
Not getting 100 to 0. It's about the chip. You need to be able to heal back up to be able to stay active.
They don't have
in
info.
BLG 2-minning the Baron right now, but Vawal
Look at LeBlanc positioning as well. Look at LeBlanc, look at LeBlanc on the side. Wukong is... one more ult now, yeah. We need to help K'Sante now. That's a decent Bard ult if you can help. Q was good as well. But dies for it, and Sin flashes out. They only got Poppy. Felt a bit... how would you say? This could be good, no? Yeah, he can't really jump back. Ooh. Rumble flashed in. Has flash, no flash on Talia actually. Corki flashed in. Wukong gets this, by the way. Wukong wins this. Wukong wins this. Ooh. Can they do Baroness too? It felt a bit split the fight, you know, from BKS. If they click the same way, I think they're fine. But there was 3 people clicking left, 2 people clicking right. I think they just need to click the same way. Because now the Wukong and the K'Sante and the Talia plays on the right and the Sivir plays on the left, and Talia joins the left fight and Wukong joins the right fight. Then Wukong joins the left fight and K'Sante is all the way to the right and Bard is all the way to the right. You see how split it is? If they all click together, no problem, I think. Just click together. Go right or go left, all okay, but need to go together. This was really close at the end, honestly. Rumble no flash. Corki no flash. Sivir was tanking an entire Flame Spitter. Like while Rumble was in Sonya, Sivir was tanking an entire Q, no? I will just check quickly, look at Sivir. Look at Sivir in the end here. She's half. She just stands in the Flame Spitter, or? Am I crazy? She's just standing in it. Did they get Baroness too? No. They did? They did Baroness too? Of this? Sin and LeBlanc can do Baron? Wow. Really? Sin and LeBlanc can do Baron? Together? Wow. I didn't think that would be possible. I mean, I know he can tank forever, kinda. But I didn't think they would have 16k damage together. Thought you would need AD carry for this. It's a free Drake, but need to base fast now and defend. Unless you go bot tier 2. Like, you could give mid tier 2 for bot tier 2 here. Okay, they're clicking mid.
Being able to delay Soul even further pushes back the win conditions for so long. So now you're looking at a game where it's like
almost 6 item LeBlanc here.
You don't give up some sort of a crazy
and 5 item Corki.
Before the potential Soul, for sure.
Honestly,
really strong carries here on BLG. Look at their items.
It is. Objectives are being conceded where arguably they shouldn't be. Elk right now with no Baron buff. That wave is going to quickly get cleared out. And like, have they even really put much pressure on these tier 2 towers? No. The wave clear just feels too strong on the side of VKS, and it feels like, gentlemen, that we're going once again.
I mean, we'll have to see if it does end up being an issue, but I just really can't get past Morteo's going for this Hex Shrinker instead of just going BT. I really think,
I think it makes sense.
That it's all about sustain. It's not going to be a 100-0 play, I don't think. I could be wrong, and then, hey, maybe this is really going to pay off, but it feels like it's going to be about getting whittled down, especially with the Spell Shield. It's hard to get 100-0 by LeBlanc unless no one is around you.
Ooh, throws the control ward into the brush before he ends up face checking that one. BKS setting a potential trap there. But yeah, the Baron only not even 45 seconds.
I think VKS can win this, by the way.
The power play only at that baseline of plus 1500. VKS have done a good job of preventing BLG from getting a big win off of this.
But right now, LeBlanc 6 item. I'm not sure if it's a good timing to fight. There are item behind AD and mid. Maybe better to wait. Bardol not the best. You see what I mean? He needs to start going for Poppy, Rumble or Sin. LeBlanc is not possible to hit. He needs to stop and just go for someone that he can hit guaranteed.
Reclaim some control throughout the mid lane. Of course, no objectives on the map really to play for.
It's like 1 in a million you hit the LeBlanc, honestly.
VKS is in a winnable
If he plays it well. Like, he's never gonna get hit by Bardol. Never, never.
Coming into this series, they've been able to punish BLG effectively, and you can really start to feel the pressure and stress that BLG is under right now in this game.
Absolutely, and I mean, Knight, he's been way ahead the whole game. He's full build. It's not getting better than that. He's at 900 AP, but if this game goes another 10, 15 minutes...
6 item LeBlanc with 22 Magi. Oi, 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 he's strong.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not strong against K'Sante. There are actually upgraded mercs on 4 people. Maybe they're fine.
Does damage now.
Yeah, but well,
He doesn't take that much damage as K'Sante here.
Will continue making some distance. And it's not like he's only magic resist, right? Of course he does.
700 gold to Talia. Is that a death cap on Talia? Finish?
Right, you've got the unending despair.
Could be.
You do have some armor on this character. You can see he's working
Right now,
on
2
more
item
armor
behind
optimization
mid,
up next,
so it would be nice to at least get 1 item
in front of the
here.
Corki, but Elk is the largest individual gold
Hope he's
lead
hunting
in
this
league
recall.
now on
Be
that
careful.
Corki, who is, you know,
We're in trouble, or?
1 item away from full build
I think we're in
himself.
trouble here. They're gonna TP with LeBlanc as well. He's in trouble.
He's
He's dead, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead.
Yeah, Miru slammed into the wall. He tries to
Don't
go for a
flash.
little bit of Gromp gaming. He flashes even, trying to get away. A potential massive mistake from Miru.
At least there's
The
no
only good
objective, I
part
guess.
There is the fact that there are no objectives on the map for BLG to take, but spending the flash too when you get caught, that's a big punish.
Yeah, I mean, it's a death and a flash for a Gromp, right? You know, at the end of the day there, overstayed his welcome, had no vision around whatsoever. And it's an easy pick there for Bin and On. They do
Honestly, they
take
need to be
down.
careful not to lose the game
And now
here.
BLG are pressing. They take down that tier 2
They can
mid.
push 3
Nobody's
lanes,
answering this
and if you die 1
whatsoever.
more, they just
And
end.
if that gets cracked, then all of a sudden this wave clear matters a lot less.
Yeah, that tier 3 turret is about to fall. 1 more auto attack will take it. VKS keeps it alive for now. Knight jumping in over the wall, tries to find some quick damage. Yeah, the backdoor protection pops up, but it doesn't matter. It's already so low. Miru's mistake costs gravely.
We're gonna lose bot tier 2 as well.
As BLG take the opportunity here with the
Ay, ay,
5v4 to force down the mid lane inhibitor turret, the inhibitor right behind it, and finally
Bardol?
break into the
I
phase.
like it on the
Tempered
Rumble, but no
Fate
Talia
catches
follow-up
Bin
this
on the
time. But
very
that would
edge.
be
Trimby trying to
normally
find
a good
the
ult in
wall,
my
but
mind.
doesn't have the
Normally,
distance. Now the
normally.
equalizer here for the counterattack. Knight looking
Top
for
build
the
is
back
good.
line, keeps it
Wukong
running.
is gonna
Inject
die
the wall.
here.
Morteo's under pressure. BLG looking to go all the
Actually?
way in as Desamas ends up trying to get away. Morteo's
That's a LeBlanc
barely
play.
hanging on, but Desamas is down.
But 1 for 1 is not bad
Knight
if they can just run.
BLG
Yeah, not bad,
still
not
looking
bad.
for
Lucky
even
the
more.
Sivir
Morteo's
is alive though.
barely hanging on, and that might be
Like
the
low-key,
difference
he just wants us 2 people there.
between tragedy or not for VKS.
BLG
That was lucky.
capitalize so
That should just be
effectively,
Sivir
and
then
they don't
too.
give
He played that so
VKS
well.
the
Look at
room
Knight in this
to
fight when they show the
breathe.
replay.
Setting up the wave on the bot side of
What
the
does he
map.
do? Does
A
W
good
flash
use
R,
of the
right?
Rumble ultimate to quickly follow up with
W
Knight
flash R.
on the flank, secure
Because he
the ball
covers so
onto
much
the enemy
distance,
jungle,
and he
note
must
when
have
the
flashed
Baron
to hit
is
that on
spawning.
everyone.
5 seconds away. Knight is fishing.
Again?
Wants Miru again. Immediately, just distortion, sigil of malice, half HP on Miru.
How
And
annoying
Knight
is this
wants
LeBlanc?
even
This
more
is
than
unplayable.
that. This LeBlanc, this 900
He's not spotted.
AP, 25
He's not spotted.
Magi-Stacks carry
Oh, no.
is such a threat.
He really
Oh, no.
is.
Oh, no.
So many flashes spent across the board there, though.
Oh no.
As
He doesn't
it
know.
just seemed like a very disjointed fight for VKS.
Knight
It's
over the
Morteos!
wall.
Wow!
He's gonna dive to the chain.
Wow!
With the pick. We've talked about it all. Game
Wow.
long.
He's 1v9.
If you lose track of him, you are dead. And
Wow.
Knight will sign the
He's
death
1v9.
warrant for the Brazilian AD carry.
A beautiful game from Knight as he has
How good is he?
continued
What?
to help BLG throughout this game. A
He didn't have vision, did he?
39-minute back and
I don't think he had
forth
vision. Maybe he
bloodbath
saw the
is
Sivir off of the
determined by
sweeper.
a single
Maybe.
pick.
But I don't think he had
As
actually
BLG
wards in
find
that brush.
themselves
I think he
their second
swept and maybe saw her,
Yeah, well, it's
like
not
the silhouette, you
over
know,
just
of
yet, though,
Sivir on
because
her
they're
sweeper.
not going for the Nexus here. They
But I
are
don't think
moving
he
themselves
actually had
forward.
vision in the
Not
brush.
sold.
I think he just
It
saw
is
the
a
silhouette, or he
very
didn't
big
actually
gold
know.
lead. But you look
One
over
of the
other
two.
side, Morteo's almost
I don't think he
filled
actually had
as
vision.
well. And
Wow.
he's gonna be up in 15,
What a
so
play.
he will be there for the defense. VKS will have a chance
I would love a replay
to
from the bot
hold
fight, but I
on.
don't think we're gonna
these
get.
two picks have been so key. Miru getting picked in the bot lane meant the base got broken. and then Morteo's getting picked there means the Baron.
They can't
buff
get
is
much,
secured
though.
once more,
They can't get
means
much.
Soul Point is secured once more.
But they have
BLG
Baron,
not getting that
they
last
have
dragon
the
on
Drake.
previous Baron means they don't have Soul right here. They should have Soul. It should
I'm not sure if they can siege. Sivir is so OP in this situation. Just W, 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 Q, W, W, and then the wave is gone. And if you stand next to the wave, you take damage. Hard to siege here. I think they can hold, by the way. This is most likely going one more, unless they're getting dove right now. Maybe BLG dive here. Gotta step up and hit the wave. Hit the wave, hit the wave. Hope he ults. He's gonna cancel it. Bard ult, good. Talia combo. Rumble ult is so good. Oh. It's gonna be decent for VKS, but the LeBlanc on his side is really annoying. Tower's gone, run. Can they end here? They have mid wave and bot wave same time. They're gonna try, I think.
The mid-wave is being escorted in by Knight.
That Rumble ult was crazy.
Hitting onto these Nexus towers. Baron empowered, only 4 members left from BKS.
Corki. Solo. They can't end. They have to run.
100 HP here on the enemy jungler. Knight tries to jump into the back. Guardian Angel.
Sin might die here.
Yeah.
They're alive. And Sivir can farm all the supers, no problem. So it doesn't really matter that they lost the inhibs. They're fine. This game will be decided in a team fight later.
The question is, can VKS get something done with this really long death timer on Shadow?
They don't have to get anything done. They just play survival mode. They farm every CS. Sivir's gonna be 6 items. This is winnable, by the way. This is winnable game.
Now, I have to also take note, this is now officially the longest game so far at Worlds 2025. HLE versus AL was 41-13, and this one's going the distance even further. Knight looking at Desamas, looking at Morteos here with the enemy.
I mean, Soul Point will be tricky. Or the Soul Fight, sorry, will be tricky to survive this Soul Point that they have. And Cloud Soul is insta-GG, usually. So, need to figure out how to approach the Drake in 230. Do you go from mid? Do you go from bot? Does Bard sneak there like soonish and put ward and then reset again? How do you do it? Need a plan. In the next 2 minutes, you need a plan how to deal with this Drake.
I know, man.
He needs that extra bit of shielding. But for now, VKS, miraculously, they keep their Nexus alive.
I mean, it's such a problem when you look at some of these last fights.
Nice pick. This could be good. He's dead, he's dead. Nice pick. Hey! And mid top wave. And then next mid wave, it's GG, by the way. Or Rumble ult, actually. No, they need 2 waves. They can't end on 1 wave. They need at least 2 waves, because Rumble will ult the mid wave. It's not possible. Or, actually, 50 seconds LeBlanc. If Rumble ults this wave, next wave they can play, right? Look at bot. He's gonna TP in and bot, by the way. Rumble is gonna... Actually, Cassant is there. So Rumble is gonna ult this wave, but then they can play on the next wave, right? They gotta play more aggro, though. Aggro. There's the Rumble ult. Next wave is possible, I think. Or? Cassant is TPing, but they don't have a wave. Wait, Rumble TP bot. Hey, he's ending! He's ending the game! Back! We gotta go home! Please, someone back! Please go back! LeBlanc is gonna TP as well, it's GG. LeBlanc is gonna TP as well, it's GG. Gabi. Oh, Gabi. Gabi.
So
nice try.
Close for VKS. After
such a nice try.
They saw the opportunity, but
I just want to go back and see how they could do this. How could they do this? So they get the Poppy pick and they get the LeBlanc pick, okay? In my mind, you need to push 2 waves because Rumble will clear 1, right? Guaranteed. So what if you push top and mid at the same time? Even if you don't end, at least you can play on one of the waves. Because I think if you're only pushing 1 wave, like in this case, they're going to skip top completely. They're going to send 1 guy back bot, and they're going to push mid. But Rumble is always going to ult the mid wave. So then you're just not playing to end at that point, right? But what if someone stayed top and pushed top, and someone went mid and pushed mid? Then they have to choose. Do we Rumble ult the mid wave and defend mid? Or do we Rumble ult the top wave and defend top? And then you get whatever they don't Rumble ult, and you play the game later. Or do you just end here? The thing is, Talia has TP as well, right? So you could have sent Talia back as well. How do you do this? Because K'Sante tipping like this is fucked, you know? They didn't clear bot wave. What if Taliyah was the one to go back instead of K'Sante? Because Taliyah clears the wave better than K'Sante, right? Am I crazy? Isn't it easier for Taliyah to clear super minions than K'Sante? Look at bot, okay? Bot is like double super, third one is coming. Someone needs to clear that. Taliyah has TP, K'Sante has TP. So Taliyah needs to go and clear it. Because K'Sante cannot. So K'Sante should be mid or top. And Taliyah should go home and clear the wave. Maybe it's just not possible to end. 35 seconds, LeBlanc. It's fucked. He's just going to TP bot now. It's already fucked. Like at this point, it's already fucked, right? So something from before has to be fixed. I think Taliyah should be the one to go back. K'Sante should be either pushing top or running mid. Like let's say right now Taliyah press B. Look at the map, okay? Taliyah is here. If Taliyah press B right now and clear bot, and K'Sante just keeps going mid, and she one-shots bot wave, and then TP's mid, it will be better, no? K'Sante is not possible to clear the wave. So K'Sante should be mid, and Taliyah should be bot. They just used the wrong member at the wrong place. Because they sent K'Sante back to clear, and Taliyah mid to push. But I think it should be K'Sante mid to push, Taliyah base to clear. Something like that, no? Would be better. That's how you have to do it. If you want to do one lane. But the thing is, this Rumble ult, I don't know, actually. Maybe it's just not possible. Maybe it's just not possible. Sedge.
We thought it was going to be a one-sided matchup. I did not expect them to fight the way they did. And
this LeBlanc was crazy, by the way. This LeBlanc was crazy. Really impressive LeBlanc by Knight. And Ziggs, by the way. He played 2 off-meta champs and he played them really well. Like, honestly honored for that, no? Knight, this series.